man needs no introduction. Welcome back, Jarryd.
Thank you very much for having me. What episode was I first?
8.
And now we're
54.
You're still here, man.
Still here.
You got stronger. You got a new
Still
studio.
going.
You've got a new house. Podcast world's looking after you. Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, it's been awesome.
Where have you found the biggest difference between episode 8 and now 50 as far as on your side? Because I think a lot of people will interview a guest and ask them about them. But like, how's it feeling for you?
Yeah, good. Feeling more comfortable, I guess, in the space, in the conversations. I used to have, if I'd have someone sort of big named or that's done a lot, I'd sort of feel, a bit of that imposter syndrome and who am I to be speaking to this person? But
The classic imposter syndrome.
yeah.
Gets the best of us. Have you been recognised in public yet from the podcast?
A couple of times, yeah.
Oh, here we go. Here he is, niche famous.
That always feels good. You get someone coming up to your Woolies or whatever, go, hey, Harley.
Really? Yeah, it's good. It's good. You get over it. From experience. I've just come back from Townsville, Darwin and Canberra, where I would be considered like a D-grade celebrity in those locations, especially in Townsville.
Stuff. Yeah.
And let me tell you, I don't find it that fun anymore because I'm just doing my life. People, I think when you get like some form of success, people forget that you're a human. So I'm at Coles in Townsville. This guy just like loses. I'm in the cold section. This guy goes, "What are you doing here?" And I'm like, "I'm buying YoPro, dude." like, man's got to eat. You know what I mean?
Celebrities don't shop.
I fucking hate that. You know what I mean? So it's interesting and it's fun, but it's good. And it's awesome to watch it from afar and see your success.
Cheers, bro.
Yeah.
No, it's been good. Obviously, as I've gone on, increased the production quality bit by bit. Every episode, as I edit it, I go, oh, fucking, I could tweak this and change that and do this with the lighting and this and that. And
you're getting many people message in like fans or want to be a part of it or etc. Like, how does that feel?
Yeah, I don't have to look for guests anymore.
That's good.
It's kind of a thing of the past. People just reach out constantly and I just book them in as I can.
Do you have any criteria or are you like, nah, just get in?
Nah, basically as long as you're a veteran, I'll do the interview, and then there have been probably 3 episodes that I didn't release.
Oh yeah,
it's
wow, what happened? Give us the goss, dude. What? Too boring or too hectic?
Just didn't feel like they were ready to talk about it.
Interesting.
Like one of them, I'd ask him questions about, how he felt and mental health and stuff, and he's just like, "Oh no, I don't want to discuss that," and then he would go off on autistic rambles about, statistics and things.
Right. So yeah. And like you're in the business of conversation. So yeah. And that's a good call. Did you have to have that conversation with him?
Yeah, I just said, look, I don't think you're ready. How about we give it a year or 2 and you come back when you feel like you are?
And then how was that received?
He was good. He was like, thanks, I appreciate that.
That's wicked, man. That's awesome that that's the way it is. Yeah, I've never thought about that. It's crazy that because you got to protect your product, right? Because I get a ton of people all the time. They're like, "Hey, can we do this? Can we collab and can we do the rest of it?" And it's like, I don't think it's the right fit, or like people want the exposure without the work as well. So when you do start getting like a product that is working, you got to look after it. Because that's what people come there for the first place.
Yeah.
I feel terrible at the moment. I feel fucking terrible about this. It's one of these things that happens every time around this year. It's like Soldier On has their March thing going on, right? So about 100 people ask me to share their fundraising thing. Oh, yeah. And I've got to say, because if I do it, then I'll get 500. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a slippery slope. So I've got to tell all these people, like, hey man, like I'm really sorry. I can't share it because if I share it, then everyone else is gonna hit me up. So I just like put aside this time of year like $50 for everyone who asked me to do it. It cost me a fortune, right? So I go, hey man, I can't share it, but I've donated to your thing, because otherwise then your page just becomes. It just dilutes what you're doing. Oh, and then people stop watching.
Yeah.
So you're trying to help, but then you don't help you.
It's like another fundraising thing.
Yeah, right. And then it's so it's a slippery slope, and protecting your brand is a difficult part of getting traction You can't abandon the thing that works when it starts working just because you think it's worked.
Yeah.
You always have to be working on it.
We were speaking about Steve Bartlett before. Someone was telling me the other day that it was some crazy number, like 40 podcasts a year he doesn't release.
In 40?
Yeah, it was like a
lot, yeah.
It was a lot. I'm probably butchering the number, but it was a lot that
he's doing 3 a week.
So he films and he doesn't release.
Wow.
Because of that reason, because it's not on brand or it's not
that's it.
valuable for the growth of his podcast.
I mean, I do that with videos, so I'll make something and then if I'm not happy with it or I don't think it's good enough, like it just doesn't get released because I'm like, there's no point. We made this and we were rushed. We knew it, we were rushed. We rushed the idea. We rushed the production. We rushed every part of it. The edit sucks. We forgot one bit. Then we tried to mash it together. And then I know if I'm going to release it, it's going to get not many views. So just wait and just do like the best you can. And sometimes you can't always do the best you can as well. So just fucking don't. You know what I mean? No one, if you don't release it, the worst thing that happened is no one knew it happened.
Yeah.
But if you do, the limited amount of people that watch it, because obviously it sucks and it doesn't push it to anyone because no one's enjoying it, go, oh, that was a bit crap.
Yeah, Jarryd falling off the way.
Oh, he's sold out. He's too busy fucking touring. Yeah. So yeah, it's a slippery slope, and these are the problems you start to get when you get some traction and then things start going well. You have all of these set of problems that you've never had before, and all of a sudden you're going, oh, is it on? It's great. It's a good thing to have.
Something you were saying before about we're doing everything right, and then people try and piggyback off that. Someone was saying that to me the other day. He's like, people are coming on to your podcast, so you could almost charge them to come on your podcast because you're advertising for them.
You wouldn't be the first podcast host to do that.
You're doing all of the editing, you're doing all of the work, you're doing everything behind the scenes, and they just get to come on and have a chat and then fuck off and everything's done for them.
Yeah. Well, that's what authors do when they want to release a book, right? So I don't know how many podcasts you listen to, but I listen to a ton of them. So someone writes X book and then they do the circuit, right? So they go and be a guest on everyone's thing.
Yeah, I've had a couple.
Yeah. And then they go, here's my exposure, here's my promo. Hopefully this exposure, sells more of my product, right? So it's a little bit of a relationship between like you get the person for free because they're building your brand too, especially if they're more, and this is the scale, right? So are they more well known than you? And how does that relationship work? You know what I mean? Because
give you a boost as well.
Yeah, because now I'm like fighting to collab with people who have 100,000 followers. Do you know what I mean? Whereas like before, I remember being like, "Oh, sick! Like I'll just do anything." And then that relationship changes over time too. So, it's always good. The business side of all of this is fun though. I don't know if you're enjoying it or not, but
I haven't really got to a point where it's too much businessy.
Well, you think that. But I'm sitting in a whole ton of equipment that you've written off on tax. Like you're doing business before you do business, right? You're always doing business even when that business is still in startup, right? Which is arguably the hardest part of the business, right? When you get out of startup and into like that 3 years of making something, that can feel easier than the first bit. And then the next bit gets harder, which is growth. You're always doing business.
True. Fucking turn the aircon down.
Can you do that on your phone?
Sweltering. I can. Fancy.
Wow.
It's a fancy bitch house.
Damn. Fucking hell. You got an app for your house? Jesus.
For the ducted aircon.
Reckons he's not doing business. Changes the climate on his phone. No, mate, not doing business. Hang on a sec. I'm getting a notification from my house. Brilliant.
Sorry to interrupt, but when you're operating on the edge, whether it's outfield or behind the mic, focus isn't a luxury, it's a requirement. That's why we're fueled by Sleepy Reaper coffee. This isn't your average supermarket blend. Sleepy Reaper is small batch roasted for those who appreciate a bold, smooth profile without the bitter aftertaste. It's high altitude energy designed to keep you sharp when the days get long. From their signature dark roast to their heavy hidden espresso blends, they've mastered the art of the wake-up call. It's the official fuel of the Grey Man podcast, and it's how I stay locked in for every episode. Head over to sleepyreaper.com.au and use the code GREYMAN, GREYMAN, at checkout to grab a bag. Stay sharp, stay caffeinated. Now back to the show. So it's you're here for your Brisbane leg of your massive
Back on
Navy
tour.
Apologies Band tour.
Back on tour, big guy. I've been on tour for 5 weeks. We got the first leg of our tour cancelled, which was great. I was supposed to be, so I was going to do surprise. So for anyone listening, if you're just coming in straight away and you have no idea, you're like, he's back. He needs no introduction. They're like, dude, I've been listening to this for
Who
3
the fuck
weeks.
is that guy?
Stand-up comedian. I'm in year 10 of stand-up comedy
Really?
this year. 10 years.
That's
No one knew about it for 7.
That's the golden years, they
That's
say.
what they reckon. So, yeah, it's good. Feels good. Back on tour. The first leg got cancelled. So I was actually opening my tour in secret locations, which was 2 shows in Dubai and 2 shows at the military bases in the Sinai Peninsula in Egypt.
Yeah, right.
So the Australian government had given me the go-ahead to perform in these bases. They were paying for it too, which was fantastic.
Yeah,
I just got recently employed by the military. I talked enough shit. I talked enough to push through. Yeah, so I'm in the budget now.
Employed as what?
Absolutely, and the budget's now submarines and me. It's beautiful. Yeah, I think they were like, hey, we better put some shackles on this dude. Otherwise he'll go full rogue. So they've embraced what I've been doing to a point. They still get a little bit nervous every now and then. But so I was going to go, I'm on tour, but then before I go on tour, it was like this big, I'd planned it was like a stunt almost, to be like, started the tour early, here I am in the Middle East, like what a great story. And then 2 days before that, they said, we're cancelling the trip. We're evacuating all civilian, non-essential personnel from the military bases in the Middle East. And I'm like, fucking nothing's going to happen, dude. I'm like, classic DFAT. Just got to be like, getting all stressed about something. Next minute, the Jews. Like, yeah, so that was, unfortunate, but in the grand scheme of the Middle East, it wasn't I can't really complain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Stuck in Dubai.
Bit rich of me to be like, oh, my comedy tour was cancelled for the Middle East. Next minute, fuel prices are fucking 8 Bitcoin a litre. You know what I mean? Like, just a little bit disappointing on that. But look, it's been going great. This is the first year it's super blown up. Like, last year was great. It was awesome. But, we did 700 people a week 2 weeks ago. In a location. We've had our biggest week, our second biggest week, and our third biggest week back to back on tour. Like, people are coming in big numbers now.
Droves.
And I'm not working for it as hard as I used to. I used to have to promote and fucking pump lots of money into ads and do all this rest of this stuff. And now it's like, it's a lot easier. And I'm really grateful for that. It's the fruit of the labor.
Yeah.
Part of it. Because, I told you this on the last time I was on, like there were years in there where I was sleeping in my car doing this comedy journey.
We have the same story as every successful comedian, really.
Yeah, as in like being poor and sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, being poor and sad.
But not quitting, right? And keep going and then eventually you make it.
Yeah, I'm really proud of my previous self now. It's, we've got some money now. It's great. It feels amazing. Like when you've been poor I've been poor for so long that I'm really good now at having money because I don't need anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've got 1 pair of jeans on tour and like 8 black shirts. I don't buy anything else. Like it's good. It feels fun. It's just, I'm just really proud of that guy for like pushing through because at no point in that journey before it was successful, let's say from year 0 to 7 out of the 10, there was no real indication that it should have worked. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't any money coming in, like the gigs were hit and miss. I was so close to it, I couldn't feel myself getting better. I didn't have any followers. Like it was just me and me and me.
No feedback.
No feedback. And also I'm starting to realize this now, when you make it or you're successful, everyone tells you how much they believe in you. And the reality of that is that's probably complete bullshit because no one was like, everyone tells you at the start how proud of, like, well, that's awesome that you're doing this. And everyone tells you at the end how awesome it is. But you don't really need it in any of those times. It's like in the middle where everyone's silent and doubtful. This is no like shade on my parents, but like my mum and my stepfather were like, "Oh, we're really so proud of you. Like, we knew you could do it." And I'm like, I fucking remember you asking me if I'm going to keep doing this because you're worried about me. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, so how long are you going to be doing this comedy thing? You're never going to go back to doing, like, they just didn't believe in me. And that's okay, because that's how love feels like sometimes. Like, and in the moment, like, once again, there was no indication it should have worked. So why wouldn't they try and help me out?
Yeah.
In ways that
They're worried about you. Yeah.
Right, they were just worried about me. So it's a good lesson in all of that is to, if you are in a moment of like pure white knuckle fucking dig in, just stay at it. Like, don't let the doubt get to you.
It's like that picture, right, with the diamond digger, and he gets to like the thin
Nearly
little
there.
thing, and he fucking gives up and bails out, and
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
one hit away from making it.
And that's it. And then, like, I guess you don't know like how long the journey is, which is the scary part. But it's I don't know. It's easy to say when you're on the other side. Like, now I get this wisdom fucking perspective of like hindsight, where I'm like, if you just keep trying, and that's bullshit too.
Yeah,
I only get to say that because I like fucking sacrificed enough. But like, that breakthrough moment could have still been another year away from where I am right now. And I don't have the qualification to say, just stick out, you know, like.
or it could never come, right?
Or it could never come. So I don't know what the lesson is there. Like, I listen to these podcasts with these people on it who have just like got the vantage point of success to be like, you're talking shit. Like, you only get to say that because you're in the small minority of people that have whatever the universe went, okay, we'll give it to this guy. I've seen people work harder than me and be better at me and not make it. So I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just a persistence thing or a mental health thing where you can go like, I can ignore the doubt, because that's the other thing, is the doubt fucking crushes everyone, right? Most people give up in that valley of, have you ever heard of Cringe Valley? Sweet. This is sick, right? So anything that like requires, you're a great example of this, right? So to get where you are now, you had to be cringy. Correct? True or false? So you go, hey, my name's Harley. I'm going to start a podcast, right? And your friends go, Harley's starting a podcast. So you don't get to see the doubt, right? So when I started comedy, I'm sure there were conversations that happened about me that I was never at and don't know that happened, which is like, have you heard Jarryd Goundrey's trying to be a comedian?
Yeah.
Right? Those things can crush you in the early days, and I'm so glad I didn't hear it, right? So what you do is you start the journey and you go, I'm going to do a podcast, I'm going to be a comedian, right? And then you get heaps of motivation because you haven't tried it yet. So you're like, this is going to be sick, this is going to be great. Then you start doing it and you go, holy shit, this is so much work and no one's watching. And you fall into this like area where you go, no one's watching what I'm doing. I'm putting my heart and soul into it. I don't feel confident because I'm not. Therefore, I don't have confidence and it feels cringy, right? So most people quit there and get out, and then they start something else again because they like that little fucking peak. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know people like this in your life where they never push through something. They never give something the time that it deserves to get the result in which they want. So then all we've done is just been cringy for long enough to get the result.
To push through.
To push through, right? So it's just a I don't know if it's delusion or if it's hard work, because I think both of those things feel the same at the moment, at the point of like embarking. You know, like if you don't know how to be a podcaster and I don't know how to be a comedian, but we both start, is that delusion?
A little bit, I guess. Yeah.
But or is it hard work and persistence? You know, like he fucking learned, he failed forward, like all of this crap shit that like motivational
it's delusion
speakers.
until you make it, right?
It's delusion until you make it, right? So then you got to. So if you never know if it's delusion or if you're going to make it, then you have to keep being delusional.
Yeah,
because that only changes when you get the result. Look at that. We've solved it. If you are watching this now, fucking go on Australian Idol. even if you can't sing, right?
Just keep singing.
That's the other thing. You see those people on those shows, and then their parents are on the side, like, and I'm like, that's self harm. You're a bad parent. Like
Who the fuck told you could sing? Oh, baby.
Like there's love, and that's the opposite side of like what my parents did. My parents were like, "Are you sure you're going to keep going at it?" I'm really glad they had that attitude instead of like,
"You're hilarious."
Go on national TV when you can't sing. That's child abuse. Yeah, I'm sure. Like, yeah. Let the internet have some comments on that. Fuck it out, man. So yeah, but anyway, back to it. Tour's great. It's awesome to, like, I'm just so fucking busy. Like, I was in 5 cities in 1 week a couple of weeks ago. It's the adrenaline's pumping. It's like today is like wake up. The minimal amount of self-care I could do. I was like, had a shower, had a walk, like got off my phone a little bit, did some breathing, and then it's balls to the wall, doing some fucking shoot thing with some person, sick podcast, go back. I'm going to meet some people at Run Army to do some ambassador stuff. Then it's like come back, try and get a quick nap, shower, 2 shows tonight. So I'm just like on it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. How'd you go with so last year, when did you come through Brisbane last time?
I can't even remember.
No, neither
I wouldn't have a clue. Yeah.
Oh, if you came if it was a podcast, it would have been around April, same time. Because you basically, maybe like May. If you're episode 8, would have been 8 weeks after April.
There's some autistic person that listens to you going, it was April 12 because it was episode 8 and yeah.
Yeah, so it would have been April, May, sort of May, June. Yeah, so when you finish that tour, you dumped everything and started again.
Yeah. Sometimes I put a little bit in like sourdough. So you might get like the newest bits of the old show. So when you go on tour, you inevitably get new bits whilst on tour. So you start with a show and then stuff happens and then people remind you of stuff, or the show kind of evolves. So there's some stuff in the last 30% of the tour that's new. Sometimes I bring that over into the next one because now that's getting good.
Yeah.
And it kind of evolves a little bit. And look, most people don't remember your comedy shows anyway. And I know this because I do comedy show. I did a comedy show the other day and this guy comes up to me afterwards and he was telling me about his favourite reels of mine. And he was explaining one to me and I was going, I didn't make that, Like, and I was going, yeah, thanks, man. Like, it really feels like, I love that one you did. And in my head, I go, I know that's that American creator. I've seen it. It's super famous. This guy thinks I did it. And I'm not going to ruin that for him. I'm just going to say thank you and do some stolen valor. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. It's hard to come up with ideas.
I really enjoyed filming that one.
Yeah, it's great. It was good. So that's where I'm at with it. But yeah, you got to dump the thing. This year was this show was the first time, and this is a good thing about getting a little bit of success, is I had some space to breathe. The last couple, I've done 3 shows in total, 3 hours. And the first one I had to write as a collection of all of my stuff I did as open mic. Kind of how bands work. It's like they're up and coming. They're kind of writing them in their rooms. Like they're getting hits and success and not. And they put that first one together. The second one I had to write on the road because I didn't have enough time to take time off. So I'm like, that's like me on the tour bus if I was a band, putting some stuff together. This one, I went to Bali for 2 months.
Yeah, right.
And all I did was get 8 hours of sleep. I woke up in the morning and I wrote for an hour with no phone, no distractions, no nothing. And then I made 1 Instagram reel. I got the house cleaner, the guy that cleaned my room was this dude. He's like, hey, what do you do? I was like, oh, make Instagram reels. He's like, me too. I got a TikTok, like this Indonesian dude. And I was like, show me your TikTok. And then I was like, hey, dude, do you want to be you want to be my videographer? I'll give you $10 a day. And he's like, do I ever? Like, so this guy earned way heaps more money. He was getting paid to clean the rooms. And then he was like, what time are we on, boss? Like, what are we doing? So that was a really great time. But it was the first time I'd sat down and wrote something from start to finish without being on the hamster wheel, if that made sense. And
how'd you practice it?
Well, it was twice as long. That was the first thing. So it was long as, and I was like, good, this is a good place to be. You don't want to do your first rehearsal of an hour-long show and get to 34 minutes and go, shit, we don't have enough. I did my first rehearsal. It was like an hour 20, hour 30. And I was like, Great. Now we can start trimming.
Mm.
No, then it was just reading over and over again, like just getting on it and just proper taking your brain off the creation phase and then going into the edit and into the like really honest feedback with yourself. Being like, is this thing that I've made in this particular part of it any good? And the answer is sometimes no. And you go, in writing, they call it kill your darlings. So if you're writing a novel and it's shit, sometimes you got to kill it. Sometimes as a creative, you make shit that's dog shit. But then I was fortunate enough where my local RSL let me do a trial show. So I had like 18 people in a room with notes everywhere. And I was kind of just like having a riff and doing things. And then I found out in that process, I was like, oh, these parts really good. And this other part that I thought was great isn't. So that was like a good experience.
You don't do open mics anymore?
Don't have time, which is a good place to be in.
Ooh.
But this kind of show that I've done now is like one big story almost.
Okay.
Which I've never done before. And it's I won't talk too soon because I've got shows this week, but it's been going really well. And people who I know have been to a few went, I really liked that. That was awesome. It felt like something. And it's cool. It's kind of about me making it as well. And being like, the idea behind it is like, I used to be a Lance Corporal in Mortars and now I've met the Governor General 3 times. And this is why you shouldn't let a Lance Corporal from Mortars anywhere near the brass. That's kind of the vibe, is like, I keep going to these things and people really like it. And then some people are upset about it. You know what I mean? So the show is called the Navy Band Apology Tour because I upset the Navy Band 2 years ago. And they wanted me to apologise.
Oh, did they actually?
They did, yeah. They wanted me to apologise, and maybe I will. So you'll have to watch the show. So, and it's great. But I'm really excited about Brisbane because the Brisbane Navy Band have all messaged me, being like, "We're going to the show.
Oh, true.
Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to get our apology." And I'm like, oh, "Okay, we'll see how we go." But so that's a fun thing. But I don't know. I'm just riding the wave, man. This could finish at any time. So
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
You ever? Yeah, I'll be there tonight. You ever worry about that the enthusiasm will die off and?
Yeah. I mean, my bank account does for sure. Like I worry sometimes because, I've built this thing, but it doesn't really have much value without me. So my brother's got a construction company, for example. If he ever feels that he doesn't want to run a construction company anymore, he can go, I'm selling my construction company. And someone will buy that for many millions of dollars. And then he will leave and be okay. My business doesn't work. I have a company, but my company is we sell Jarryd Goundrey to the highest bidder. And if people go, and like realistically, I'm one post away from just destroying this whole thing at any point. But, I don't have an exit plan. So, and I got to be okay with that. I've seen comedians on the way down. And it doesn't finish, it just kind of fades away. And I don't know if I'll ever do that. I've been thinking about this a lot, actually, because, I think I'm 40 next year and I'm already I'm going to army bases, I'm going to gigs, I'm doing, my connection with the veteran community is very, strongest it's ever been. These young fellas are following me now, which gives me confidence because I know that I can age with them. It's like the 18-year-olds are going nuts for this stuff. Like I went to Canberra, the whole of ADFA's just like, yeah. So that gives me, that they've at least got 20, 30 years for them to age with it. That makes sense. But I am also starting to feel some irrelevance because they're in a different generation to us. You know what I mean? I'm saying stuff and they go, what? Who's Tanya Zayeda? You know what I mean? Like they don't get it. So I think at one point right now the graph is going up, but sooner or later that's going to just flatten and then it's going to go the other way. And I hope I could make enough money to be okay with that.
Retire at that time.
You don't want to be like, oh shit, this thing that I need is gone. I need a plan B. I think if that graph goes down with you, like at a nice sustainable level, you're like, I'm actually looking to wind down. I'd like to tour every second year anyway. Would be awesome. Like if I can time that, that would be perfect. But also, you know, I've done a few things in my life, and I have noticed along this journey that, look, people knowing who you are is cool. Like it's really, really cool. I'll never ever get over that, to be honest. But I don't need that in my life. It's not something I crave. And I know some comedians who are quite famous and they fucking love it. And it's just not me. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm an extrovert until I'm not, and then I like me. So if I ever get over it, I would just walk away. And I've had that feeling of lately, being like, I reckon in 5 years we could not. You know what I mean? And it'll happen. I wouldn't tell anyone. I wouldn't announce that. Like, I've already kind of figured out how I'm going to do it. Is I'll just make a reel one day, and I'll be like, guys, this has been awesome. I've had the best time. I reckon I'm so happy for everyone who's supported this along the way. You've changed my life, but I don't want to do this anymore, and I'm going to leave the channels up forever. But I'm not going to be here. So do what you want with it. By the way, here's my farewell tour dates. Mate, see you later. I'll go on the road and say goodbye. But you know, I want to do something else now. And when I make that decision, I'll be so fine with it, and I'll go do something else. I'll go write books, or I'll fucking raise some kids, or I'll fucking shoot bows at, I don't know, just do what old guys do. Fucking woodwork in there. And that's the other thing. Maybe I just...
Have you ever thought about following in the steps of the famous comedians? Joe Rogan, Shane Gillis, fucking Mark Normand, all that. They start their own podcast.
I mean, there's a business model in it, especially if you've got an existing following. Answer your question, yes, I have thought about it. I didn't know what I'd do. I want to do something that really excites me, so that every single time I do it, I go, fuck yeah, I can't wait to do this thing. It'd be nice to create, I mean, look what you've got. We're in your house. We're in a room of your house, and you can just like get people to come to you, and like that's way better than sitting in like fucking the airport with my bags getting delayed, going from city to city, doing this. Like that's really the thing that tires me out. But I'm not sure what that would be. But if I could ever replace my touring income with online income, that would be a huge incentive to do something else.
Yeah.
Especially if things change in my life where I was like, oh, now, you know, I've got a 16-year-old daughter. She might, in 5 years' time, she might getting married and having kids, and I might want to be granddad and all that sort of stuff, and be around. And that might change things.
How much you travel,
yeah.
Yeah, that is the...
But I don't want anyone listening to be like, oh, fuck, JG's retiring. Like, no, I'm not. I'm loving it. It's sick. But to answer your question, it's like, yeah, I would leave on my terms. I wouldn't fade into irrelevance. And I don't think I'd be 60 going, hey, here's the army reel. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have some grace about yourself.
It's like a UFC fighter that can't put the gloves down.
You got to leave on your own terms, man. So, and the other thing I'm really excited about is, and I think this will happen too. I actually, this is my prediction. This is how I become irrelevant, right? And I hope this happens, is that right now I'm in the process of breaking down all these barriers that the military put in place. They were like, you can't be on the internet, right? And I'm fucking destroying it. And they've finally come around because they're like, this is a recruiting tool. Like it brings morale. Like it was a tough relationship for us to build because at first they really didn't like it.
Yeah.
I was the first guy that had a face that was online openly kind of like talking shit. And they, you know, I'd been sent pictures from people where my picture is in a PowerPoint presentation going like, this is an issue. Like I've been sent that. This is years ago, right? People were like sending me pictures being like, they're talking about you in Canberra. So it's, I'm going to be the guy that breaks it. And then I think when they finally go, oh, this is a good idea, maybe we should follow the American model where they just let people to be creators whenever they want. There is like 3 extremely funny dudes somewhere who are probably 17 years of age right now that in 4 or 5 years have grown up with technology, know what they're doing, they're like young and hungry and push the boundaries and they're fucking funnier than I'll ever be. And they'll come out, it's all over.
And
right?
it's on.
And when that happens, I want to have this network built and of things where I go, fellas, you ready? Let's go on tour.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to be able to like support you, mentor you. Let's figure this out. Like if you really want to do this, like I've made 1,000 mistakes in this business. It's been so painful. Like don't sleep in your car like me. How do I set you up for success to be able to mentor the next generation, to be able to give the morale onto them? And I think that's what I'd like to do with the second half of my older life. When I get to 45 and I go, I can't fucking be bothered sleeping in a 3-star hotel anymore. Like, is then go like, dude, I'll run it for you. You just give me a cut of the money. Like, you know what I mean? And just look after the next generation. I think that's maturing and that's getting older.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's good. Like you said, where your ideas and jokes will become outdated, and the new generation will know about the shibbity diz and whatever the fuck they talk about,
right?
the riz. And
Dude. And there's, because I know it, because the young guys, the young digs, they're calling me Unk. I went to a function and they're like, here he is, Unk. And I was like, dude, I'm fucking cool, bro. They're like, just like, come on, man. I need this respect. It's the only respect I got in my life.
It's hard when fucking you realise that you're the old guy in the room.
Oh, yeah, right. So it's I think that's the end goal with it, all of it, is just to, in summary, I want to make enough money to like not have to bust my balls into being, when I'm an old guy, and 2, retire gracefully or wind it down at the same speed I want to wind down, and 3 is grab the next guys and girls and be like, hey, sweet, what do you need from me? Like, let me help you out, because I did this on my own and it sucked. Yeah.
It's always good to have someone that's made the mistakes to learn off. The old don't make the same mistakes I made.
What about you? How's the podcast feeling? What's going to happen? So we're at episode 50.
54.
And then how many episodes do you reckon, if you had to look at a crystal ball and you go, when you're older in life, they go, hey, this podcast, how did it go? They go, how many episodes did you do? What number do you think that is?
Oh, fuck, good question. What are we, 50, 52 a year? I don't know.
Another 10 years.
Yeah. If I'm 44, 54, 55, 10, 11 years, maybe.
600.
Yeah.
You got to get to 1,000 though if you go that.
Yeah, I was going to say I wouldn't mind hitting 1,000 because the big dogs sort of all in their thousands. I don't know, that's kind of an indication of success, right? If you're getting that 1,000, 2,000.
But that's a lot of input. You know what I mean? We'll talk. I don't know if we were on air before this, but I think about inputs a lot. It's like not how much have you done, like how much have you put in. Like we're just looking at my Instagram. I've done 1,600 posts, and it's like, yeah, that's what it takes to get anything. You know what I mean? But I'm excited to get to 10,000 because then I know I've done the work. I know I've done the work. Like you can't lie. That the other numbers are a bit of luck here and there and everything else, but that's the number that I can control. Am I showing up?
How much you've done?
Yeah.
How many posts have I done in the last 12 months?
Get it out. I don't know if you're checking
230.
Your Boom. I don't know if you're checking your Instagram or putting the heater on. Yeah.
230. Yeah. 1,600.
So, but you're enjoying the podcast process?
Yeah, definitely enjoying it. Enjoying, the reception, like you're saying, the people that reach out. And I've had kids reaching out now. I'm going to Kapuka next week. Have you got any advice and stuff like that? Yeah.
That's really cool.
Send this dude a big long email. He's like, oh, thanks, bro. You're a fucking legend. Thanks for that.
That's cool, man. I remember, it's awesome. It's nice when it feels like you're doing something when that happens. You know what I mean? So I struggle. Sometimes I give the kids bad advice. I'm going to, if it works out, this is not confirmed, but one kid messaged me and he was like, oh, my family can't make it to Kapuka. Would you come to my March out?
Oh, really?
And I was like, dude, if I'm free, I'll be there. Like, I'll make you that promise. But just let me know when it is because he doesn't have his date yet. And I was like, that's nice. That's a nice thing to do. You know what I mean?
Special, yeah.
Dude, I went back to Kapuka.
I saw you there.
I was there maybe 3 weeks ago, but I went back in November, right? And I was like, they reached out to me because this is the cool thing about working with the military now. People invite you to places and they're like, they just want to show you shit. And I'm like, I don't want to see a base, dude. Like, I've seen them. They're like, it's kill. And that's where, and that's the brigade headquarters. Like, come have a look. And I'm like, I don't fucking care, dude. Like, I'm like, where's the two guys jousting on BMXs? That's all I want to see. And so they said, do you want to come back to Kapuka? And I was like, oh, yeah, of course. Like, haven't been there in like 20 years, since 2006. And as soon as I was like really excited, and as soon as I went through the front gate, I just got like anxiety again. And I was like, oh no, we're back. And it's so funny having this weird relationship now because like they think I'm someone, but I'm just a regular dude to me. Right. So they're like, come meet the commandant. And I'm like, I can't see the commandant. Like, I can't go to the commandant's office. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, I can. Like, I'm kind of cool. Right. And so then I'm trying to be extra cool. So I walk into the commandant's office and I'm like, don't fucking call him sir. Right. And so I just go in there like, here he is, the big dog. Right. And then my asshole just tightens. And I was sitting there. Right. And a little part of me was like, man, I'm Jarryd, you've kind of made it here. Like they're inviting you back to the basic training. Like this is all right. You know what I mean? And then I was hanging out with some low level fucking recruits, just smoking a ciggy, right? And and I was like, look at me, like a fucking, minor celebrity, just getting invited back. And then this lieutenant popped out of nowhere and they all go, stand fast. And I fucking did it. I was like, oh shit. And I was like, oh fuck, dude. Like, the muscle memory was so strong. I had a ciggy, I fucking flicked it. I was like, oh shit, I don't have to do that anymore. You know what I mean? So I was like a good little like humble reminder to be like, you might be a niche, loved comedian right now, but deep down you've still got recruit energy. Absolutely dumb. So
I remember when I was working as an RC on base, I was just having meetings with the lieutenant commanders and all the MOs and stuff and trying to get that sir mentality out of your head so hard. Walking there and go, g'day, mate. And you're like, fuck, that felt weird.
Yeah, I know. Well, now, because I hang out with the brass sometimes now, right? The heads of things. And I'm like, these cunts have no idea what's going on. Like I was, because I'm getting deployed before that Middle East trip that didn't happen. I had to go to force training I'd flown to Sydney, go to 39, I think it's called OSB. It's where they prep everyone before they go overseas. I had to watch PowerPoint presentations. I had to do tourniquet training. And I'm like, dude, if I'm putting on the tourniquet, shit's got bad.
We're in trouble.
Dude, oh, great, the comedian saved my life. You know what I mean? And then this is what you forget about the fucking military is that when you get out, you miss it. But you forget the shit that annoys you, right? So then we're all standing around in front of a Q store waiting to get issued things. No one knows what's going on. I'm talking to a major and a fucking woe one, and I'm like, what are we doing here? And they're like, I don't know. And I'm like, fucking no one knows what's going on. The military's just full of everyone going, I don't know. We're just waiting for someone to tell us. And I'm like, this sucks. I'm going back to my room. That's the good thing about being a civvy. I said to the guy, this major looks after me. He's like my boss in the military. And I go, bro, I'm going for a nap. Like, send us a text when I'm going there. And then I was walking around to this base too. Obviously, I just look like how I look, right? So this fucking woe drives past. He's like, stop. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, what? Who's your fucking boss? And I'm like, no one, bro. Like, and he's like, I said, I'm a civilian. He's like, do you have identification? I'm like, yeah, I got identification right here. He's like, all right, well, yeah. Just drives off. I'm like, who the fuck are you, dude? It's so fun. It's so fun being a civilian because you can just call out all the bullshit of stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's just good.
Have everyone fucking twitching.
Yeah, because it's like that doesn't work on you. You know what I mean? Like all of the old stuff doesn't. You can't charge me. I'm unchargeable. You know what I mean? Like it's ridiculous stuff. I saw that live, right? So this is a great story. Chris Havarton, there you go, is this guy. We were diggers together. I saw him break the military, right? So he was like, AWOL's not the right word. We were walking out bush and we were doing a pack march. I don't know what happened in his head, but he just stopped and sat down.
Mm.
And we were like, what are you, like his mates, we went through Kapuku, we went through like Singleton together. Like we'd gone through like the whole infantry process. We were in our unit in Tuaria. It was our first Bush X. He just went, I've had enough. He just sat down and we're going, what are you doing? And he's like, I've had enough. And we're like, get up. And he's like, no, I've had enough. So then the fucking Lance Corporal comes along and starts yelling at him. And he goes, you can yell at me all you want. I've had enough. And then a section commander comes along, starts yelling. He goes, mate, I've had enough. Fucking sergeant comes up. They had to stop the whole exercise because this guy's just sat down, right? Then the sergeant comes over, starts beasting him. And do you know what? He was just going, he just starts laughing. He goes, I don't care who you are. I've had enough. And then the padre comes out. then the CSM's there just beasting him. And he goes, I'm going to go home today. And I'm not doing anything until you send me home. And everyone went, fuck, this cunt's serious. And like their power just went away and they got rid of him. They sent him home so quick because it was like, man, if this catches on.
We're going to lose the whole fucking company.
They're like, if the guys figure out you can just like, our powers are not.
We can do that?
Yeah. So they were like, got him out. And he was like, they quarantined him almost. They were like, we got to get him out of the system. He's contagious. And they just discharged him. No questions asked.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, mate. They just went, done. Don't worry about it. You don't need to go to prison or nothing. They were like, oh, this guy, cool, done. And he just disappeared. And we were like, he's like, that's the bravest guy I've seen in the military. I think.
Fuck
They don't hand out medals for that, but they should. Of all the officers that have got a Distinguished Service Cross, he deserves one. You know what I mean? He just went, nah. He just went no, and it fucking freaked everyone out. It was beautiful to watch. I think about that.
Fucking malfunctioning.
I think about that once a month. I reckon. And I've only seen him once since I've left the military, and that was in a cafe in Melbourne. He was just a painter. He was in high vis and covered in paint. And he goes, Goundrey. And I was like, Farts, I can't tell you how often I think about you just giving up on the military and just saying no. And he goes, best decision I've ever made. And then walked out covered in paint. And I was like, I don't know about that, but yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Brilliant. Yeah. We were discussing this earlier before we got on air. Soldier, sailors, Air Force, right? Who's crazier?
Crazier.
I think it's the Navy.
I think the Navy is the biggest piss racks.
Because I agree. Because they have to fit in like 2 months of drinking in like 3 days. Right?
Yeah.
So they'll go out and then they imagine like when a shore trip's getting close, they must be on like, fuck. And then they hit a place like a class 5 hurricane. Whereas the Army's kind of like constantly kind of like pissed.
Yeah, lower level.
Yeah, Tuesday might have a day off and then the big weekend and then it kind of like is a lot.
Yeah.
The Air Force don't really get into like this conversation whatsoever. They have work-life balance, yeah. Although
this is basically corporate.
Although on this tour, we went to Tyndall Air Force Base, right, in Katherine. Have you been up to Katherine?
No.
Dude, they need to hand out medals for that place. It's mental, right?
One of my MO friends got posted up there and I didn't know where it was, so I Googled it and then like zoomed out and it's just like nothing, fucking Darwin.
Yeah. I think it's like a security thing because like if you really want to like steal an F-35, like you got to go through nothing. Like it's, if you put that in a city, like they must be constantly worried about protesters and all this sort of stuff, right? But they are, the kind of environment is the security. It's like Alcatraz.
you gotta swim through the fucking
it's shark infested. It's fucking freezing. Yeah. It's so anyway, I'm going out there with like my opening act, who's a civilian dude, and I'm like, hey, we're going to this Air Force base, and like they're losers, so don't worry about it. Like, you know, we're having a good, because he doesn't know anything about the military, so everywhere he go, he's like, you guys are crazy. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. He's like, the stories people tell me after shows, I'm shocked. They just say the randomest stuff. He's like, yeah, I went on the piss and then I pooed on my friend. And I'm like, yeah, that's my best friend. I was the guy he pooed on and I love that. He's just constantly shocked. So we're driving out to Tyndall Air Force Base, like from Darwin, 3.5 hours. He's like, what is this place? I was like, I know. Like, just trust me. Like, it'll be okay. There'll be plenty of people there. There's like 200 people at this show. And I said, hey, the Air Force is full of losers and they're nerds. So, like, don't worry about it. He's like, thanks for that. Heads up, noted. We get to Tyndall Air Force Base, loosest cunts in Australia.
Oh, really?
Oh, my God. Like, they're in this little, like, they're trapped there. And they all root each other. There's nothing else to do. You can't even really go to Catherine. And there's like 1 or 2 pubs there, but there's the locals. There's like there's literally old school racism there. Because I was like, oh, does that what people go there? And everyone's like, that's the blackfella bar. I was like, oh, okay. I hadn't heard that sentence in a while. I'm like, by law? They're like, no, it's just unwritten. And I was like, okay, cool. So thanks for the heads up. There's like a golf club that people might go to. Besides that, they just go to the boozer. And
yeah, right.
So we do this show, rips, like totally rips. Like they just go off. And then we're packing up our stuff ready to go. And they're like, you're not going anywhere. We haven't had someone from the outside in ages. And they're just like trying to keep us there and get us hammered. And then these guys, these Aggies come over, like these Sec 4 dudes, the security dudes come over. And they're like, right, we've organised this big padded red suit and we're going to get you bitten by the dogs. And I'm like, I said to my mate Jeremy, like, we're going to get the fuck out of here now. These guys are Lord of the Flies out here. Like, we got to go. We did the best AJ fadeaway. I said, I'm going to teach you something about the military. And that's when you say you're going to get something from your car and you never come back. Like, and we were just like, hey, I'm just dropping the equipment off in the car. Like, just, we were like, yeah, we can't be caught here, you know? So I got a lot of time for the Air Force, actually, I think.
Is it all Air Force?
It's all Air Force. So this is open source. I don't think I'm telling any state secrets here, but they got massive F-35 presence there. This is a cool thing about doing comedy is people show you stuff. So last time I was there, they said, hey, do you want to see the F-35s? And I said, fucking oath I do. Imagine if I was a Lance Corporal in the infantry and I go, excuse me guys, can I get a tour of the F-35? They would have gone, get the fuck out of here. So I go there and they're like, hey, you got to put your smartwatch and your phone in this black box. Like it's super top secret, right?
Yeah, right.
And then they take me through the 2.5 hour tour. There's like, they like let me hold this helmet. They're like, this helmet is worth $100,000. And it's like essentially an iPad in your like retinas. And I'm like, cool. And then they show me everything. They show me an F-35 is massive. I go, can I sit in it? And they said, you're not allowed to sit in it. I said, can I touch it? They said, you can touch it once. And I was like, touched F-35. And I was like, great. Showed me around. I got a lot of time for the Air Force. I didn't realize just how much they do. As in, yeah, a lot of them have one job. It's kind of get that in the Navy a little bit. In the Army, people do stuff. And everyone has like a wide range of things. But in the Air Force, someone will be like, what do you do? They're like, I do this one thing. And there's lots of people doing those one things to make the capability possible. So to the Army, it feels like they don't do much. But like, I mean, they have fucking stealth jets. Like they do heaps. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I've got an appreciation for what they do. It's a massive organization. They also do it well. They treat each other really nice. They've got that perfect balance where they're like, we don't have to be cunts to one another. We can just do that for fun. You know, they've still got a good sense of humor, but they're not like the Army, which is like over the top at a lot of times. They're like, we're cunts for cunts' sake.
Yeah.
Because we always have been and we always will. And it makes you tougher. And I don't think that's completely true. I think that has a place, but I don't know if it's like culturally that's the thing. And then the Navy's strange. They're all weird. I honestly am so confused by them all. They seem to get along. They seem to like each other a lot.
It's the same thing with like the Air Force. Everyone's got very specific roles and specialties, right? And I think that culture breeds that more equal treatment of people. So the sort of rank disappears because you're doing your job,
right?
And I trust you to do your job.
Yep.
Whereas in the Army, everyone's getting fucking beasted for
nothing.
Dumb shit.
Yeah. Well, the Army will beast you for like no reason. Like, what are you doing with your sleeves? And you're like, oh, I'm just trying to walk from one place to the other. Like, why is this an issue?
There's nothing to do, so go fucking paint those rocks and
100%, yeah.
Draw peas on the fucking pavement for parking.
I got a tour of a Navy ship recently.
Oh, yeah.
HMAS Choules,
Oh, yeah.
the Supply. one.
Big boy.
It's massive. Yeah, it took me age. I did 6,000 steps on it. I was tracking it, and I was like, "Oh, you get a lot of steps here. Why are you guys all so out of shape? Why are you guys rough?" Yeah, it was fun. I mean, I got a lot of time for the Navy as well. Hot tip. Don't repeat this. Well, it's on podcast. So. If you're watching this, don't repeat this. When I went to join the military, I went to join the Navy first.
Oh, yeah.
And this is true, or 100% true, is I went in there and I go, I want to join the Navy because I had a mate who was old. Friend's brother was slightly older than him. He was in the Navy. He essentially just came back and told us stories about Singapore. And he was like, "Oh, you fucking drink piss and prostitutes." And I was like, "Oh shit, like say less." You know what I mean? I was like, this seems like the wildest time ever. Like, but dudes just living their best life, right? And it was, so I was like, "Hey, I'll join the Navy." When I didn't sort of went to recruitment and didn't think I'd never thought I'd join the military, but then when I was going through recruiting, I was like, Navy sounds fun because I had one story from one loose dude. And this army dude, this infantry guy was my, he goes, "You know, join the fucking Navy, mate." And he had on his computer a slideshow of Navy dudes in shorts. You know those white shorts with the knees out?
Yeah.
And he just showed me this. He's like, "You don't want to look like that." And he had one, and he on his like, this is old school computer. He clicked on it. He zoomed in on this guy's knees. He's like, "Look fucking these guys' knees." And I was like, "Yeah, right, true. I'll join the army." And that was it, mate. That was it. That was the whole thing. I don't know who that guy. I can't remember his name, but I don't know. Once again, he needs another medal. He's some grunt that was like, "I've fucking been overseas, mate. Why did I get posted here?" He's like, "You're not joining the Navy, mate. Check out these cunts' knees." And then next minute I was like, "Infantry." So
What a fucking deterrent.
yeah.
Look at this one summer uniform they have.
Yeah. I don't know if they still issue those shorts, do they?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, great. So I thought they were all cams now. But anyway, went on the Navy ship. It was cool. I didn't realize how big it was. The quarters are pretty good. Like they had, like the rooms were nice on the ship. I don't know if that's...
For officers.
I don't know. It seemed like all over. A lot of people had their own room. That seemed like a thing.
Usually it's racks.
Mess was good. Gym was good. They showed me some gnarly footage about being in storms in different sea states.
Yeah.
They were like, "Hey, what?" Because they've got phones. They're like, "Check this out." And then it's just like a photo of like the gym going. And I was like, "That looks dangerous as fuck." And they're like, "Yeah, it was." I was like, "Okay, cool." No, a lot of time for them. I think the rest of the military tease. It's like tradition.
To tease them.
Tease, it has to be.
Our theory was, in the past, that everybody else was just jealous of us.
Is that the theory?
Because we get to wear white uniforms, go port to port, fucking all the chicks and all the grunts are fucking the pongos, wherever the army goes, the pongos, and they're just jealous of us being clean and fucking birds.
That's an interesting theory. I mean, say what you want to keep the spirits up, but yeah. I've never been sitting out bush being like, "Fucking no. Wish I was in the Navy." Like, never in my life. I like, you've got a good, like you seem to, I think you drink well. When I say that, I don't mean you drink good. I mean that you get together in groups and you seem to have a good time and you'll like sing sometimes and you'll do shit. Like you kind of feel like jolly. You know what I mean? Like it's like
jolly sailors. Yeah.
You are like jolly. You know what I mean? One of my first experiences of a Navy was when I was drinking in a pub in Fremantle and I was underage. I was on my brother's ID. I was like 17 years of age at the Newport in Fremantle. And I was like, "Why are there so many British people here? And why are they singing?" And then I asked this dude and he was like, "We're fucking submariners." And I was like, "What is this?" Like, and they were just like, "La da 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 da." And I was like, "This is like some big gay trip." It's kind of like a football team but they haven't won anything. They're celebrating just existing.
Just life, yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like,
celebrating not being underwater.
They had slogans and shit too. They were just like, "Ah, ah." Like I was like, these are hooligans on land.
Sorry to interrupt your stream. Bear with me for less than 60 seconds while I show you one of the products from our amazing sponsors, Lifespan Supplements.
Most people think progress happens during training, but that's not the whole story. Your body actually gets stronger when you recover. Recovery is when your body repairs those tiny muscle tears and rebuilds energy stores. That's where the real magic happens, not during the workout, but after. But here's the catch. Recovery takes energy. Your body needs fuel at the cellular level to repair properly, and that's where NAD+ comes in. It's the molecule every cell uses to create energy and recover. As we age, our NAD+ levels drop, making recovery feel slower. That's why NMN is so important. It helps support those levels. With NMN, your cells can bounce back faster and adapt more efficiently. So if you want better results, don't neglect recovery. That's where your strength, endurance, and true progress come from.
Try NAD today for yourself with the code GMP20 at Lifespan Supplements. That's GMP20 over at Lifespan Supplements. Cheers, guys. Back to the show. You ever see any of the big carriers come in when you're over in Perth?
When I was a kid, I went on the Kitty Hawk as a, like, you know, when you get the hat, they sell merch and shit.
Oh, yeah.
And you go and you have a look at it and stuff and you're like, oh, wow. Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, that stuff's incredible. It's amazing to watch, right?
I went out drinking with the Kitty Hawk fucking sailors one day.
What are American sailors like?
They're not as good at drinking. We used to fucking down them at the pub for sure.
That's Americans in general. Right?
Yeah, they're light beers.
Yeah.
Bud Light.
There's like a cultural shift happening in Darwin at the moment because like Marines are coming and they're doing rotations now and they're slowly like integrating into Darwin. It's like America. The Venn diagram of America and Darwin is very funny. And like there's like local girls with like African American boyfriends and it just feels like wartime. You know what I mean? I feel like any moment there's going to be a brawl.
Well, I know that's what really stood out with Kitty Hawk actually was there was like gangs.
Yeah.
There was like cholos with their fucking plaid shirts with the top buttons done up and like then the African American sort of gangster looking dudes and the white fucking rednecks and just like every aspect of American
like
culture.
5,000 people on an old Nimitz
6,000 I think on
that's incredidible.
Kitty Hawk. Yeah.
I mean I just don't even know how that works. But of course, like
apparently there's like 2 McDonald's and fucking shit. You know, one up either end of the ship.
Oh God.
You can like there's a famous story about twins that were on the same ship, but they never even knew that each other was on the ship because they lived so far apart.
Wow. And because a contingent of that size, and not to mention, I mean, you are not just a Navy ship, you're also a floating air wing,
airport,
right? So there must be so many people and so many jobs and so many different things, not to just include like the logistics of keeping people alive, like food, pay, getting people paid, like welfare, fucking what happens when the toilet breaks. You know, like there's so many things to think about.
Yeah, for sure.
I can see how you would just be like, what do you do here? You're like, I look after this thing and it's never broken before and I don't know what to do if it does. But if it does, that's my job to fix it, right? And I fight
What do you do in the
fires.
meantime? Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Watch movies. We saw, I was only on one US Navy ship in my career. The USS Juno was a troop carrier. It was one of those ones that sinks up the back. And then they drive like Amtraks off the back and these tanks that float, right?
Oh, yeah.
Cool bit of kit. Old as fuck. We were doing an exercise and after the exercise, the ship was being sunk to be a reef.
Oh, yeah.
So it was really forgotten about. They were doing no upgrades at all, obviously. And that was really cool to see the food on the American. They don't fuck around when it comes to the mess there. They have like burger night and this, that, sloppy. I don't know what Sloppy Joe's is, but we had Sloppy Joe's. And then they have this funny section where they have dessert, and dessert was next to the condiment section. And they have lots of condiments. And my mate John Sini, dumb cunt from Tuaria. So if you're listening, you know, everyone knows you, and you know too. Is that we watched him?
It's fucking defamation.
No,
I'm going to get a fucking letter from a lawyer.
Like defamation has to be something that's not true, right? And I can get you 20 witness statements in a minute. It's just a foolish young man is how I would rephrase that. Sorry, John. Is that I've got eight Sini stories on me right now, but we watched him go and get some cherry pie into a bowl, right? He put cherry pie into a bowl and then he went to the condiment section, which was right next to desserts, and thought he grabbed cream, but ended up putting about 150 grams of mayonnaise on top of his cherry pie. And we've all gone, all you've seen is just put mayonnaise on his cherry pie. So we're all sitting down at this table. We're all like, come on, and he's gone through, he's eating his food, he's eating his savory, then he's like, comes over and he's trying to tell this story. And he keeps telling the story, he keeps pulling the spoon away. We're like, well, good eater, brother. And then he finally just like, boom, and he reckon he eats this like, a 50-cent coins worth of cherry pie with like,
Smothered
majority of mayonnaise. He just fucking eats it and his neck nearly snapped. He was like, and like 20 guys are like, yes, yes. And that's it, Americans are just like, you guys are crazy. What's going on? Why is there so much noise? Like, they just don't understand what the fuck we're going on. They would play for us. I don't know if they do this in Australian Navy, but they have like a morning, like things come over the intercom. So in the American Navy, they have a wakey, wakey, wakey. So we're just all sleeping, and then they go wakey, 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 which, by the way, is gay. You're on a warship, and they're like wakey. That's the gayest thing I've ever heard.
Wakey.
I'm like, are we at war, or is my fucking weird uncle waking me up? Like, so they go wakey, 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 and then they have some like positive affirmation shit where they're like, we're gonna have a great day out at sea, and we've got a special song for our Australian Marines, and everyone's like, we're not fucking Marines, mate. And then they would decide to just play us all out, the land down under, and then we would walk around this ship. And everyone has to clean it in the morning. Is that a Navy thing?
Cleaning stations.
There you go. So everyone's cleaning the station. We didn't have a station because we're just guests. And then I'm just walking around, and then like there's people just not cleaning. I just saw this African American sailor just asleep in the corner, like sitting on a mop bucket, right? And I was like, cool, all right, thank you for your service. Like, it was wild. And it had like, so the back of the ship could be submerged, but then on top had like I'm going to say a helicopter deck is probably the way to explain it, but it was somewhat big where they could have, a couple of Cobras on there, a couple of sort of like whatever the Black Hawk equivalent for the Navy is, and like the Seahawk. That's it, an Osprey, the double ones.
Yep.
And so we have a cricket set. We just bring a cricket because obviously we're going on exercise. They're like, just pack what you need. Like, no worries, mate. We got
Budgies and cricket set.
Two stumps and fucking 12 balls. So we go up on the deck and we're like, we're just going to start playing cricket, obviously, because we're just obnoxious Australians. We've been on this ship for 3 weeks, waiting to do this beach, like this, training beach assault, which was sick, by the way. We assaulted Shoalwater Bay like fucking D-Day. And it was like, I was just doing the math. I'm like, this costs like $1 million a second. There were like jets flying over, like just blowing shit up. Like it was good. It was good fun. But these 3 weeks they put us on the ship, we're just going mental, right? They don't want us there. We don't want to be there. Like there's one gym and everyone's too, you know what I mean? Like it's too much. There's too many people on. And so we're like, we'll go up on the deck and we'll play some cricket, but they don't know what cricket is. So one of my mates, Tristan Hardy, he's no longer with us, unfortunately, but he just pulls his rank slide off and just tells this American dude to move a helicopter. He's like, because we're like, oh, we don't really have enough room. We're probably going to hit the choppers. He goes, fuck that. We'll just tell him to move. And he just pulls off his Lance Corporal rank slide, puts it off to somewhere else. He goes, oi, mate, what is this fucking thing doing it? Can you fucking, and they just go, yeah, sorry. And everyone just starts doing it. I'm like, oh, with a bit of confidence, you can really achieve a lot, right? And then we just clear out this fucking area to play cricket. And then we just like bail up Americans walking past me. You go, you can't playing? And that's very confronting to say to an American. You can't playing? They don't know what that means. They're like, so we're like, get fucking 11 dudes here now. And then they're like, oh, they do it. And we're playing like cricket with, we're just like bomb bounces at these guys' heads too, like tennis balls who's strapped up and stuff and everything. And they're like trying to hit it like baseball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we're just sledging them and they don't really understand the concept of like teasing someone until it hurts. You know, like being real personal. It's like, your fucking parents still together, mate. Like, I love that about them. I saw like they don't understand our humor at all. Like I saw this live when we'd gone into the beach and then we had to fucking hit some objective doing something. And I'm on picket duty with me, another Australian guy, and 2 American dudes. And the guy I'm with just turns to me and goes, can I have a drink of your water? And I go, fuck off. And he goes, give me a drink of your water, cunt. And I said, fuck off. And these two American guys go, are you guys going to fight? We're like, no, I love him. He's my best friend. Yeah, he's actually the godfather of my kids. Yeah. And these guys are just like, oh my God, I don't know. Americans. It's funny that we're like tied in, I don't know. It's just really interesting right now that they're stuck in a war that they may or may not be winning. They've asked for help for the first time and everyone's gone, nah, don't worry about it though. Like, you're on your own.
Fuck, you see what Trump said the other day to the Japanese?
So good. I don't have strong political opinions, but I do have an opinion that Trump is one of the best stand-up comedians ever made.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious.
This reporter goes, hey, did you tell anyone about the attack on Iran? And he's like, no, it was a surprise. These guys know about surprises. Pearl Harbor, hell of a surprise.
Did you tell me about Pearl Harbor?
Also, you went live, bro. Did you tell me?
Yeah, me personally. I don't have any missed calls.
What an outrageous thing to say. I think he gets a lot of grace because he is quite funny. That's objectively pretty funny.
Oh yeah, he's been a fucking comedian the whole time. He's been.
And the Japanese, I think she's the prime minister, just goes, or what? I'm just gonna be Japanese and polite right now.
Yeah.
Because fuck knows what they're there for. Probably something like she's like, you don't want to piss. Trump's such a weirdo that if you offend him, he'll be like, well, don't worry about that deal we did. Yeah. Like, here's your entire economy.
Now we're bombing you.
Yeah, he's like a real big bully. You know, he's like, well, I'll take my ball and go home. And you're like, our economy actually relies on that.
Now you've got a 300% tariff.
Exactly, like legit. Right? So like, I see world leaders now, they just do the equivalent of just like sliding down their chair and be like, hopefully he doesn't notice us. Because if he knows we exist, like, he might do something about it. There's people in Belgium that are just real quiet. We're like, don't let Trump know we exist.
Yeah, he's never heard of us.
Yeah, so interesting time. It's an interesting time for militaries. It feels like it's busy, like, or it could get pretty busy
Around the world.
Well, we're just like another superpower away from being like maybe in a world war. Like, if you think Russia's fighting a war somewhere and America's fighting a war somewhere, if China wanted to fight a war with someone else, you're like, that's everyone fighting a war. Like, there's a lot of people fighting a war. So like, it's really. I think in 30 years, you might look back on this period and be like, I don't know what they'll call it, but this period has a name that historians haven't figured out yet.
Yeah, true.
Does that make sense? I think it's like the post-COVID years of like being really tumultuous. So it feels like an interesting time to be in the military.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially with AI coming up.
You're in the army. You reckon Australia's getting called?
No. I mean, once again, Trump's just like, oh yeah, Australia. Although he did call us out the other day because they asked for help, Navy ship help.
He was saying we're fucking...
Cowards. Did he say cowards?
I can't remember.
He might have called us cowards.
Yeah.
As an Australian, that might have made us go. He fucking...
You chicken?
Oh, you That's what he should have done. Imagine that you just see this tweet come out and it goes, Australia. You go, fuck it, we're sending 3 ships and the chulls. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's really funny. Yeah, he doesn't understand our culture. That's what he had to just call it. Yeah, that's really funny.
What was he saying? If we were there or not, it wouldn't make a difference.
Well, like what ships? I mean, we just have ships with like long range missile capability / like air defense, correct?
Yeah, we're a very formidable force.
Yeah, we can like do something, but we can't. We're not the tip of the spear, so to speak. Right?
No.
I'm assuming in a global sense, our role is to support anything in the fucking Asian sphere.
We're like the little brother you let come along to play.
Nah, let him do something. Let him shoot one tomahawk. They've just got him. Yeah. Let him. No, you're bringing Craig.
Mom, he's going to be in the way.
Oh, he's fun. They drink. Yeah. They drink and they do nipple
Just
cripples and stuff. Yeah. I always want to arm wrestle. They're weird. Yeah, that's a great description. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, sweet. You got any good guests coming up soon? Or what's the most interesting? Because you have like quite a vague's not the right word. Eclectic is probably the right word. You've got like some war dogs that come on, then you've got like the mental health angle.
Yeah.
You've got me.
Yeah.
You had Sam Wright on the other. He's a professional knight.
Alrighty, yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
He was calling me racist the whole podcast.
Were you being racist?
No, because of that.
Oh, because you got an Australian flag.
Yeah.
Now that you
He's like,
mention
my
it.
girlfriend's brown. Is that okay? I'm like, why wouldn't that be
His
okay? He's like,
girlfriend's barely
"It's obviously
brown."
you're racist.
He messaged me last night. He's like, "Can I bring my black?" And she's not black. I was like, "Righty, she's brown. She's beige at best." Yeah. You'd be pulling out your own cards. Yeah.
I saw him on Instagram actually he was like showing his girlfriend and her mum on the couch. He's like, look at these brown women.
I'm so impressed with him because I think what I do is weird, right? So I go from the infantry, then I decide to become a comedian. And I go, hey, that's pretty impressive. And then I look at someone like Righty and I go, he's a professional knight. He's made a career out of something that stopped being a job
Fucking 4,000
many hundreds
years
of years ago, right? So he's just like, no, that's like if they're like, what's Goundrey up to? He's a pharaoh. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Do you know what I mean? And, you know,
He's a
like,
jester.
I've talked to him. He's doing all right out of it, you know? Like, he's gotten some good sponsorship. He's actually killing it as a knight. And if that says that you can't go and do whatever you want to do after service, then yeah, you really got to like pull your finger out because he's making money out of like swords and shields. It's incredible stuff. Like I'm actually impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was on. Now basically it's all like the everyday veteran, right? So it's steer away. Well, not steer away, but I don't angle towards one veteran. Just sort of give everybody a voice and whatever comes about, comes about.
What do you think's the biggest challenge facing veterans of, I'll say our era, which is like what are you, 40, 44?
44, yeah.
44, I'm 40 next year. Like, what do you think, what's our problems?
I think exactly what you just said, which is finding the next thing.
Yeah.
Having a plan. I think somebody actually said this, quite a few people have said this, I should collate all the data I've gathered from all the guests and make like a presentation or something.
Oh, yeah.
But having a plan. When you go in, don't expect that you're going to be a lifer because 99% of us aren't. So have like a next step plan, or when you I'll do this for this amount of years and then I'll do this or whatever. But I think the biggest thing, and what I can see with the reels that drop and stuff, the biggest reach and interaction and people that comment and get involved is the identity, the loss of identity and purpose. And I've got people commenting from fucking Vietnam saying, I got out fucking 40 years ago and I still don't know who I am.
And they won. They're like, you just know what it's like to go from a tunnel to an office. Shout out to all the Vietnamese listeners. Diddy Mao. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. Dude, I struggle. I struggle. I mean, I struggled. It's hard. Like, just finding what you want to do with your life is fucking underratedly hard.
Yeah, for sure. It is. And I guess when you go to the military, when you think you found it, I'm going to be a soldier or a sailor, an airman, and then you do that and it doesn't work out and then you have to do it again.
Yep.
But with the disappointed feeling of I failed, I didn't make it.
Well, I think it's especially difficult for those guys that have had some form of injury and they didn't leave on their terms.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like I left on my terms. I was ready to do something else. So I had that closure.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't get to do what I wanted to do in the military. A lot of people don't as well. A lot of people say that even if they've gone on certain trips, they go, I went there and did nothing. And it's like, yeah, but you're still there. Yeah. And they struggle with that because our former role in the military is very experience-based verbally, as in like you go to a new unit and you start talking about what you've done or your experience, and that means something. So when people don't have that, it makes you feel like an outcast.
Less than,
I know plenty of guys who don't really do veteran stuff for that reason. They just don't feel like they contributed.
Yeah, there's plenty of people that haven't deployed and don't even call themselves veterans.
Yeah.
Don't get involved in space, don't even have a fucking white card.
It's sad. And if anyone is in that situation and they're hovering around this podcast on the outside listening to this, and it's like, it all matters. It's like you signed the line to do it all. Just because you didn't doesn't mean you're not enough.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want to do? Die? You want to, like, I didn't die overseas. I'm nothing. It's like, dude, you don't have to. Well, I've got both my legs. Like, what do you want? Cunt? Like, well, you can't. Like, don't have your cake and eat it. Like, service is is very subjective, and it arguably never finishes. I will put this example to you. I think you're still serving by doing this podcast. Do you agree with that statement?
Yeah.
Right? So you can, if you're listening and you don't think your service is enough or you don't think you're enough, well, keep going because you don't know the impact you're going to have. You can change one person's life by, I don't know, like rocking up the hour, listening to people, just like going to an RSL or a veteran catch up, asking someone a question and actually listening to them without wanting to say what you want to say. And just go, hey, how's things? Or like, what? And then just like listen to someone for 5 or 6 minutes. That means the world to someone. And you'll never get to see the other side of this. You never get to see the other statistics, which is the people that didn't hurt themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that data doesn't exist. So you should always enter every conversation and interaction like you're fighting for those numbers because you kind of are. And, I feel the same way doing what I do. I feel like I'm fucking in. I feel like I feel like I've served more doing comedy than I ever did as a grunt. You know what I mean? Like I went to Timor, I fucking put some bets on cockfights and, we did patrolling and like, we did really good stuff. And, I was in and I was ready. If something had happened, like my hand would have been up. Like I would have done it all. If a big war kicked off, like I would have been like, we're on, let's go. Like that's how I felt. But it didn't happen for me. That doesn't mean my service was bad.
That, sign the dotted line.
Yeah.
You were willing to, you gave your life to the country, however that looked, just because you didn't get called for a trip. There's been, I posted a reel a couple of days ago with that exact statement of you signed the dotted line, you gave your life to Australia in whatever fucking regard it needed you for, whether or not you got a trip or not. And often it's not because you were bad at your job, you just weren't in the right place at the right time.
Correct.
I know people that were hard charging, amazing soldiers that had 15-year careers that just never got an opportunity to deploy. It's not about how, and you feel shit because there's so many organizations out there and so many people and veterans are like, if you didn't deploy, there's organizations that you can't even join unless you're a combat veteran.
Right. Yeah.
And you served overseas. It's like, so people feel like they didn't do anything or didn't do enough. And
I think that things like this are very important.
Yeah.
These voices are good. Are good for us because you'll just never know who is driving in a car right now whilst we're saying this, being like, yeah, I should probably do a bit more.
Yeah.
Send a message to my friends, see how they're going. Like it spreads, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think myself, like I never deployed and maybe this gives me that feeling of actually contributing that I never.
One thing I want to do is to fill those gaps in my own career with my own experience afterwards. Like I'm doing Kokoda later in the year. That's going to be awesome for me. Like that's not easy and I'm looking forward to like fucking nailing that or not. But yeah, going and doing stuff. Like I want to get to Gallipoli. I want to, for an Anzac Day, I want to go visit the Western Front. I want to go and do things and contribute to my service off my own back.
Yeah.
And not wait for the approval of anyone or any organization to be like, you happen to be in the right place at the right time, kiddo. Off you go.
Yeah,
go get your gongs. You know what I mean? It's like, nah, I'll just go do some hot shit. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that option's around for everyone. They just don't know it.
Yeah. There's plenty of things out there. I think it's the Australian Peacekeeper Association that does the walkthroughs around the world.
Rod Henderson's part of that. And but like my local RSL, I don't know if what I'm going to say next is correct. They might have started, or at least they're a part of something called Operation Veteran Assist. And whenever there's bushfires, floods, or anything else, they have, they've funded stuff. They've got equipment. They've got X, Y, and Z. They go into places, chop down, like they do things, and it's like they're serving.
Yeah,
what a great thing to do. Like, just because if you still have that itch to scratch, don't be sad about it. Go fucking scratch it.
Yeah.
Like there's so much cool stuff you can do. Like you can join an organization where you cook some food, go down to a park, and 25 to fucking 50 homeless people will file through, and you can have, that's good shit. That's what life's all about.
Yeah.
Is like community and organization, and that's, I think, essentially what's going to keep me in the game. The game I do is I'm in it for community, right? And like it's getting busy, and I get 200 messages a day from people being like, "You should make this fucking thing," and I'm like, "That's the worst thing I've ever heard." But in that sea of people reaching out are like, "Hey, dude, like I had a really, really fucking tough time, and I just want to let you know, thanks for your videos because it's good right now." And I'm like, "Thanks, man. Like that's what I do." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what that gives me purpose in this entire thing. You know, it's not my validation and fucking self-worth has already been kicked off. We're good now. You know what I mean? I got nothing to prove to anyone, you know, and it's like, I like that about what I do. It's tough sometimes, but it's a tough thing to deal with. And some people are like a lot with it, and I'm not qualified for that. It's ultimately pretty good. I've been in I don't know what to call them. I don't know if this has a genre, but I've had 3 people message me and they're like, I'm going to commit suicide tonight, and I just want to say thanks for the reels. I'm like, bro, dude. They go, hey, this is what's going on. I've been watching for a long time. Like I've been struggling and I'm out, but I wanted to reach out to you and say thanks. And often what happens with my DMs is I don't get them for days because I set aside a few days now to go, I'm going to go through them at this point in time. So of that 3, so I obviously message back to those ones because I'm like, still with me? And 2 people have been like, oh, fuck, yeah, I got real pissed or whatever. And, you know, I said, no worries, man. Like I just hope you get some help. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to give you, you already know the numbers. Like you've got Google, you don't mean me going, here's the 3 numbers. You know what the fuck's going on. Just look after yourself. And, you know, this obviously sucks right now, but you're going to be okay. And when one person that just never messaged back. So like, I don't know how I feel about that. Like it's not my fault. It's definitely not my fault, but it's hard not to feel anything like in that contributing way.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I mean, that's nice. It's nice that you thought of me. I mean, thanks. I mean, I guess like cheers. But you know, that's what I like about what I do now.
Yeah.
It can be tough, but it's tough to say no to people. Like sometimes some people will start to message and they're like, hey, I'm having a tough time. And I go, keep at it, son. You'll be right. You know, I've been there before. And then they go, oh, I didn't think you'd reply. And then the next day they go, oh, mate. And then then it starts to get me much. And I have to go, I can't get to this. And, you know, you think that we might be having some form of relationship, but I don't. This isn't how it works. And I've had to put boundaries in place for that. And it feels like shit.
Yeah.
Because you just want to help. But I think the best way you can help is like just keep doing the thing that you do. You know, like this podcast and my weird funny reels and all the rest of it. Like, yeah, you can't become the welfare dude.
Yeah.
With no qualifications.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, dude, drink some water.
Get some sun.
Get some sun. I mean, great advice. Yeah, do all the shit I ignore.
There's heaps of organisations out there for continuing to serve, like you're saying. There's like QRAT, Queensland Remote Area Tracking.
Oh, yeah. What do they do?
Basically, fucking when QES and police find out about someone's gone missing, they'll get
orange
veterans to go fucking find them.
Yeah, nice. That'd be awesome. I'd love to be in that line. Like, some guy would be like, I once jerked off out here. Yeah, I always buried me shit right there. Yeah. What else? Any other good organisations? I like the ones where people do stuff. Like on Monday, I did a workshop for these guys. They're the artists. Not for profit. So they get people. There are so many great painters and poets and songwriters and all this sort of stuff that are just existing in their veteran community. That people will go get service, they'll have service, and then they generally, especially the guys that are like maybe a bit gold carded up and a bit pensioned up, and they're like, well, I don't need to work, but I don't have anything to do, which is a dangerous spot because you can fund bad activities, i.e. drinking, gambling, marrying people from Thailand. Like
drugs. What's wrong with that?
No, I'll do it one day. And it's, those people, sometimes they just pick up an artistic hobby and they go, oh my God, this is awesome. This is exactly well, where was this my whole life? And you're like, it was in you just never had the time. So then there's community in that regard. If that makes sense. I think that's really powerful. But yeah, you got to do something.
Yeah,
like
for
whatever
sure.
it is you got to. You can't get a whole ton of money and just think that's going to make you happy because, like, spoiler alert, it doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, I've recently just gone from poor to like where we're at now. It hasn't changed my mental health whatsoever. If anything, I'm in like the least greatest mental spot I've been in a long time, because before I like for 10 years, I like tensed and went, there's my goal. And then I got it and I went, ah. And I went, oh my God, I haven't addressed all this shit on the outside. So like, why am I anxious? Arguably we're in the best place we've ever been. And it's like, yeah, because you've changed gears now and you've let your guard down. And now you're now you're anxious because people expect things from you. Like, they know you've got responsibility. Oh my God, who have I texted? like, you know, like all of like this crazy shit, like is like, it's difficult, and life is always difficult, and your mental health is like never really amazing. Like, you can be in a good spot, but it's just a spot. And you can also get in a bad spot.
You think the chasing a goal, chasing a dream helped you? And then once that dream was accomplished, it's like, fuck, now what?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it helped. I think it just blocked out the rest. I mean, it was tunnel vision, to be honest. But, you know, I had to sacrifice a lot on the journey to this. Like, I've left some pretty fucking crappy relationships in the past because they're like, Jarryd doesn't listen. He's too busy doing this thing for no money. And I don't think he's going to achieve his goal, right? And I'll go, well, I'll fucking show you. But then you get there and then you get some financial freedom and you get like all of the things you wanted, and you go, oh, I actually wish I breathed more and drank more water and did all this stuff that doesn't cost any money. And I wish I had a better relationship with my parents, and I wish my grandmother's getting old and her mind's gone. I actually wish I'd actually talked to her a bit more because she's cool. And, you know, I wish I had spoken to people better in the past when I was in an upset mood. You know what I mean? Like, I remember at Christmas when my brother did this and I went, yeah. And I just said the most hurtful thing ever because I would know how to do that because I'm a fucking comedian. You know what I mean? So I can go boom, 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 straight to your insecurity. Like, that's terrible behavior. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, that's what's really important in life. So if you're a veteran and, you know, the government decides to give you anywhere between $80,000 to fucking $500,000, you really got to do something you want with your life, because that isn't a lot of money these days. It's not a lot of cash. I mean, like, yeah, it's life changing, but it's not. It's life altering, not life changing. Because if you want to grab that money and put it into a home, probably not going to pay it off.
No.
Like, it's not. You haven't won the lotto. You've just got some breathing space, right? So the only thing that in certain is life is you have to live with your own thoughts, and you should get them in line, because one day you're going to be in a chair with all that's in your thoughts, the only thing you're going to have. And you better hope you have some good people around you and not you haven't fucked them off. Right?
Too true.
There's an old saying like that. Hell is... Nah, I forgot it. I don't know. There's someone said something wise about that. I don't have it. Sorry, bro. What an anticlimax. Anyway, Navy's gay. Yep.
Supposed to be apologising today.
Yeah, spoiler alert, I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah, I got these 2 extra mics to start doing group podcasts.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
It's good. It's nice. It's been nice to watch your journey, actually. It's a fun. I sort of said this to you before we started. I like anyone that does something that no one asked for, and then proceeds to do it well enough that then people enjoy it. That's quite the skill, because in business they say you need to meet a need and like address the change. And I'm like, in the creative space, it's the opposite. You need to do what you want and convince everyone it's important. And you're doing that, man. Like, it's really impressive to watch this get better. And you know, I know how hard this is, and the people listening don't. But whatever we're doing right now, not the speaking, the outside stuff, the social media stuff. They're like, I was talking to you off air and you're like talking about editing programs and the thing, like you had to learn about that. You had to put yourself out there and go, no, I'm fucking 44, bro. What do I know about AI editing? Like, you know what I mean? And that I've done that. It's hard.
Yeah.
Like it's challenging. And
well, you can look back at fucking probably even episode 8 with you compared to this one and see the
it's cool. It's
difference.
great. And it gives you hope. It's like, man, if we're in episode 50, it's like at 500. It's like, what are you doing now? Who are you talking to? You might not have time for, you know, people like that because you're too busy fucking hunting down. You know what I mean? Like, it's exciting. You don't know what doors are going to open. And that's cool. You might be on the road doing this. You've got all your stuff and we're going into this location and setting up. Like, it's great. That's cool. I never thought I'd be where I am now 2 years ago. So in 2 years from now, who knows? Like that's what's exciting about this.
Yeah,
or
for sure.
It can just fucking flatline and then start to drop off.
0 views.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to Canada for Christmas.
Nice.
I go over there every second year. But
What's in Canada?
Fucking long story. But the girl who died, Alison, when I left the Navy, the reason I left the Navy. So I became really close with her family, to the point where I consider them my own family. So I go over there every second Christmas and spend Christmas with them.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
When did she pass away?
2005.
Have you ever spoken about that on podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it still tough? 2000 fuck man. Still tough, eh? 21
years ago, yeah. 21 years in January it was.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And then how does it feel going to the family?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Just lots of love and fun.
I did that recently. One of my best friends committed suicide. He was in the army and he committed suicide. This is like shameful for me, but like he killed himself, and I didn't go to his funeral. I was supposed to see him 2 weeks before after it happened. Sorry, I'd spoken to him a couple of days before, and I was going to stay with him and his family. And I talked to him. I talked to him for an hour, and we talked so much shit. And then at the end of the call, I said, "And how are you doing anyway?" Because all we do is we'll just fucking gob it off about people. We're like, "Oh, mate's a cunt. Fuck this." Classic men, right? And then at the end, I said, "How are you doing anyway?" And he goes, "No complaints." And next minute, like literally days later, he killed himself. And I was like, "What the fuck, dude?" Like I was like pissed off. I was like, but I hadn't asked the right question. I tokenized. You know, I said, I fucking talked to him and he didn't say anything. Yeah, fucking that's how fucking suicide works. It's a secret. It's a sneaky little secret that everyone does, right? And anyway, I was like, didn't have it in me to go. I just couldn't go. And so I didn't. And I was really shameful about that. I was like, that wasn't about me in that moment. I was too angry. I was too annoyed to face that. And I felt that's something I had regretted for a long time. And anyway, I saw his wife and his kids like not long ago. And I was like, I'm so sorry that I was like, I should have been there for you guys. Like, and there's something healing in that. So I understand why you do it.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, there's, I don't know. People are still alive in your hearts for as long as you let them. Yeah.
No, it's for the first few years after she died, going over there was cathartic for both myself and the family to sort of help each other through it. And now it's like we've created such a strong relationship that it's like we are family.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's still, still hurts sometimes.
You gonna take the podcast gear to Canada?
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. I'm going over there, and I reached out on LinkedIn to some Canadian veterans and said, "Hey, look, I'm coming over in December. If you guys want to do a podcast in Australia with veterans, it'd be good to do some with Canadian veterans." And yeah, I had 3 of them. Fucking
cool.
Agree.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
Like the power of asking is so fun. Is so cool.
Yeah.
You don't ask, you don't get in life, eh?
No, right?
It's so funny.
Well, even with this fucking, when I first started, people say, "Oh, you should ask this person and this person." I'm like, "There's no way. Like, I'm nobody." Then you go, hey mate, I've got a podcast. You want to come on? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's cool.
Oh shit.
The power of we do this all the time. What's the worst that can happen? They say, no, sorry, mate, I'm actually a bit busy, or you never get a reply. What's the best thing that can happen? What happens? People say, what happens if it goes wrong? Sometimes they say, what happens if it goes right? You know what I mean? Like it's crazy like that. I just need to check one thing. This is like an exclusive, right? This is the power of asking the right questions. I'm this far away from getting the Chief of the Defence Force in a cameo in my reel. Like it's gone up to the top. It's gone up. Let's just see if it comes down. Because I've got a few people up the top that are on board and they're like, oh, it could be like a good opportunity to like humanize. Like people I'm like, yeah, all right, you corporate dogs, like whatever. But ask the question and you never know what you're going to get. Just fucking ask.
100%.
You know what I mean? This kid, open mic kid, man, comedian, sent me a message and he's like, hey man, can I come open your shows in one of your things? I said, yeah, done. You free this day? We're doing this show in Geelong. He's like, oh, I didn't think you'd reply. I was like, yeah, can't fucking no one ever asked me, eh? So my actual opening acts can't make it that night. So you just happen to be, like what? And he fucking killed it, dude. Yeah, no. And he was like, I fucking sold out crowd. And he was just like, I'd seen him come off stage and I was like, because it was a bit of a risk for me. He's supposed to warm the crowd up. And if he had killed it, I would have been working overtime up there. But, and, don't ask, don't get in life.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, didn't even think he was going to get a reply. He ended up getting paid $250 for 10 minutes. He'd never been paid before in comedy. So, yeah.
There you go.
That's it.
You want to open Jarryd's show? Ask him.
Fucking, mate, some vets, and this is the other thing that I'm going to start, is going to be this is my gift to the world and my curse. People in the military are starting to do stand-up comedy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very sorry for everyone. I'm so sorry. I've showed people that they can do it. And now in my messages, people go, how do I get to open mic nights? I'm so sorry, Australia. I'm sorry for the comedy scene. But yeah, unfortunately, I've inspired people. And they're going to be fucking pretty dark and pretty bad. And I wish you the best, but off you pop into the world. So it's my curse. Well, I'm just sorry. I'm just sorry for everyone.
We were talking about the contrast of messages before that we get on the reels.
Oh yeah, we're going to talk about the hate ones. So this is generally it's about 200 messages a day. If I've got a few things popping off, I might get more. If I'm asking questions in the stories and getting replies, it might be lots. But generally, what I get is most people just want to send me reels. I'm not sure if you're in that phase yet. The people just want to go, hey, here's something that you should see, and you're like, I'm too busy for this.
I get a lot of reels.
Yeah, right. So and you got to just cut that away. Like that's just like. Don't reply to that. But there's not enough time for that. I'm the guy that makes the reels. I can't watch your reels. Also, if something funny happens in the military space, everyone sends me that reel. You're not the first person. Then it's like sort of business inquiries. Hey, when's your next show here? What's going on? Can you fucking send a message to my kid? He's joining. He'd love you to say g'day. That sort of stuff. Then it's like wild ideas for reels. So people will send me scripts of their reels. And this is just a human that's got a job somewhere. And they've had a shower, they've had an idea, they've scripted it, they've sent it to me, and it sucks. I'm actually thinking of starting to make them.
Just to show,
and to be like, hey, so I get a ton of scripts get sent into the thing. Here's one of them, and just make it. And then don't mention them, obviously. And just make this fucking cooked situation and just be like, see, that seems pretty funny. It's overwhelmingly positive. Maybe once a month or maybe once every 2 months now, someone might get upset. I've upset the Navy band. That's happened. Everyone seems to have a good time. Fucking dude, I've had 3 death threats now. 2 of them are from ISIS, which is fine. That's when you know you've made it. That's good. But that guy's like, I'm going to cut your head off at a show. And I'm like, you buy a ticket, dude. You do whatever you want. Also, here's a list of dates. Like, you pick. And then I made a reel, essentially, it went pretty viral, about paratroopers and how paratroopers are kind of irrelevant. And boy, did the paratroopers not like that. I've teased the Air Force, the Navy, more infantry. I've teased the infantry more times than I can remember, right? And then I made this one reel about paratroopers, and it kind of went to England, it went to America, like it shot out. And then boy, did they have an issue with that. And this one guy in America said he was going to kill me, and I was like, great, cool. This is we went. Also, someone in America says they're going to shoot you. They probably will too. So if someone in Australia says to you, like, good luck getting a gun.
Yeah. They won't be able to get a gun through customs. It's all good.
And then this Australian guy was just like handing me hard, being like, he was some old 3RR dude, being like, you don't fucking know what he's like some old guy, right? So yeah, boy, I pissed them off. But it's overwhelmingly super positive. Except for, I don't know if I said this when we were on. Were we recording when I talked about the guy who thinks I'm fake?
Oh,
That was before. There's one guy in the wild who thinks I've never served, and he thinks I've made all of this up to be like successful at comedy. And I'm like, that was a big call to make early on. I'm like, if I had never served, and then I went, how am I going to make it in comedy?
I'll be a veteran.
Yeah, right. Imagine if that came out later, and you're like, motherfucker planned it all. He's never served. He's never burnt his own poo.
That's so much inside information.
Yeah, right. How would I even do that? So he's convinced that I have never served, and he thinks he says he has a dossier on me. Not quite sure what a dossier is. I think it's just a manila folder with evidence.
Yeah, with photos.
So he could be like that guy with the black and white, like, and it's me like not being a veteran or whatever. So he's kind of like harassing me a little bit. He said that there's an ATO. I don't know how he knows this, but he said he has alerted the ATO, and the ATO has opened some investigation on me. If they
ATO tax.
Yeah, because he thinks I don't know, using veteran. I don't know. I'm paying my tax, but I was like, well, they've never mentioned it to me, but I'm sure. Yeah, he seems to be pretty convinced that I'm a fraud. That worries me a little bit. Like, you just don't know who crazy people are. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be a rusty screwdriver in your spine when you walk into your car. I fucking got him.
I got the fraud.
You know what I mean? Like, that's how John Lennon died. You know, seemed like he opened the door and someone's like, I love you, and shot him.
Oh, fuck.
That's when you've made it. So yeah, but besides that, and then like the comments are fucking hilarious. Like, some people, especially on Facebook, they just hate it. Like, they just don't get it. We were talking about this earlier before we recorded, but like, I made a reel about people who do solemn valor, and then at the end I made a joke and I go, anyway, I'm off to my Somalia reunion. Dude, people were just coming in going, mate, I don't think you bloody served in Somalia. And I'm like, yeah, I was in primary school. Like, didn't even know what Somalia was. And people don't get the joke. Or they think that people are angry too on the internet. So it's a thing. But you had some, this is funny. So you'd messaged me this a while ago. I don't keep track of my own comments, let alone comments on other things I'm in. But are these hate comments on a video that I was in on your last podcast, correct?
Yeah.
Fucking brilliant. I love this shit.
So there was the first one that was, you're as funny as terminal cancer.
That's a good burn, though. When people go, you're as funny as terminal cancer. So
the bed gun episode, which was pretty funny. Our mate Bill Cochran.
Stage 4 joke, they call that.
It's not anonymous because his name is on Facebook.
What's his name?
Bill Cochran.
Oh.
So this is a good one from Bill. Bullshit, not in my fucking army, and I was in 1RAR too. I don't find this bloke funny at all. I reckon he would have got filled in the 70s.
First of all, Bill, it was never your army. You don't own it. It owned you. You know, not in my army. You're old and have erectile dysfunction. So I like that.
Brett replied to Bill and said, Bill Cochran, settle down, champ.
That's brilliant. I think a lot of people as well is those guys probably got filled in the 70s. I think is filled in getting punched or getting
bashed, yeah.
or someone coming inside you.
No, bashed.
Okay, right. Because I mean, Bill, if you want to come inside me, like send me a message. Just make sure you can get it up. Those are the kind of guys that have erectile dysfunction and then say soldiers these days are soft. I'm like, that's ironic.
Old Regan Smash says...
Last name Smash?
Smash.
Oh, great.
This dude is so full of horse shit and lies. The paperwork to draw weapons alone would have made him quit.
Well, probably a clerk, I'd say, or maybe a QE. I think I like people that put hate comments in with like technical stuff. You know, they're like, no, it's an AC 614. You could not possibly about it. And you're like, what's his name? Regan
Smash.
Sometimes in some units that are cool, we just do whatever the fuck we want. We've done stuff without paperwork. In fact, when there's no officers around on a range, sometimes we get a little bit crazy. I've shot a gun, 2 guns sideways. We didn't do any paperwork.
Michael Cossey said, "What a faggot story."
That's so funny. I've got full respect for that burn comment because that's just straight up funny. What a fag! Like, so I've just proceeded to sell a story for 1 minute. This guy goes, "What a faggot story!"
I'll have to fucking comment on this fucking faggot.
Yeah, because imagine him sitting on the toilet, pants down, doing a poo, watching reels for an hour and a half, and he's like, "Mate, my dick's already out." What a faggot story. I love it. That's funny, dude.
Please say you're a donkey fucker.
I can't, man, unfortunately. Tuari are the opposite, so sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
What a
that was actually the first time I noticed any, because there's so many comments on Facebook, I never actually read them.
It's brilliant.
And I just, on the Meta app, it comes up with comments. It's like reply to 10 comments for fucking this week's goal or whatever. And I saw a couple and I was like, oh, look at these fucking...
It's so funny, man.
Yeah, these fucking dudes coming after Jarryd.
It used to happen more when I was started making content, but now I think I don't get many on my stuff. It seems to be when my stuff goes into other groups, like that might be in a different Venn diagram, or people that have never heard of me. Anyone that's kind of following me now has been following for a while. They're pretty on board, or they're not on board. Like they've either left or they stayed. It's just a good lesson in all of that stuff too, to be like, you can't listen to the minority, right? So last month, my content across 3 platforms was viewed 9 million times, right? Of that 9 million times, something like many thousands of people decided to like it. Heaps of people commented. And I think of all of that stuff, one person had an issue. In life, you can focus on that.
Yeah.
Or you can just be like, hey, heaps of people are enjoying this. They're bringing their kids to shows. Like they're sending it to their... One had like 4,500 had shares. And I'm like, I don't know what's happening with that. People are putting it in group chats. They're sending it to their dad. They do... Like, you got to pick your battles, and that battle isn't the one that I pick, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't, as I said before, I don't take myself seriously. So when someone else does, it just kind of makes me laugh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't lose any sleep over it. I see some creators fall into this trap too, where they go, I need to reply to this, or I'm going to put it on my story, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that.
Yeah, Roddy does that with his...
Yeah, and I just go, look, that's not for me. You know what I mean? Like that person is also, I always think to be in that headspace where you go, I need to comment on this guy. Think, what a faggot. Like, where are you in your life? I don't think there's much sort of real estate in going, well, I'll show you. I'm already showing you. Do you know what I mean? I don't have anything to prove to you.
Yeah.
I'm not curing cancer.
Well, you're sitting there on the couch eating a bucket of fucking KFC and
typing
with your greasy hands.
Yeah.
Fucking faggot.
Yeah, but I'm doing the same thing on the other side.
Story.
You know what I mean? Like, also, I'm not out there being like, hey, you should buy my product. I'm doing this course that can make you feel better. And like, I'm not selling anything. But I'm just like, hey, here's something I've seen in my life. If it hurts, if you don't like that, it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter to me. Like, what am I supposed to do with that information? Yeah. So I don't know what to say about that. It just cracks me up.
It's definitely not the dudes that are fucking crushing it in life that are leaving negative comments on stuff.
100%, right? So yeah, and I haven't seen this happens in comedy a lot. Is like comedians will put up a comedy post, right? Someone eventually hates it too. Like everyone hates something. So if you're not getting hate, you're probably not doing the right thing. You know what I mean? I saw a reel today about a guy who was like playing with his kids, and he was like, essentially they put wrestling music over the top, and he was like throwing his kids around on the couch, and the kids were laughing their heads off. Like it was just pretty wholesome. Geez, the comments were like, irresponsible fathering. Like, so what, you can't please them all. So why try?
Yeah.
And if they do, don't let it get to you. You know what I mean? And also, I have found this out a couple of ways. Like some people are just trolls. So this guy I learned this early in my career. One guy had sent a message on my TikTok or a comment. I have this eye condition, so my eyes are always red. So sometimes in my videos, you'll get these things being like, how blazed is this dude? Like, that's fine. But someone had commented on my thing and went, where'd you get the pink eye? And I was just in a bad mood. It was early on in my content creating career. And I just messaged back, your mum doesn't wipe her ass. Which objectively is a very great reply. And he sent me a message straight back going, dude, I can't believe you replied. I'm such a big fan. I've been watching for so long. And he was just in it for the sport, right? And then other people have, they're just in a bad place sometimes. I've only ever called out one person, and I didn't name them, but I never name anyone. But I did this.
You named old mate before that.
Which one? John Cena. to ate the cherry pie. Yeah, but Cena's, yeah.
Fuck that guy.
That's right. He's got a gold card.
I've never named anyone but John.
big scenes. Fucking, what was I saying? Yeah, so this guy was like, he sent me a message and he goes, hey, he was full of bad spelling and everything. And he goes, hey, you upset me and heaps of veterans like me, right? And I was like, I don't think that's true. First of all, I don't think that's true. So I sent him a message back, and this message it took me like 2 hours. I was in Bali, so I had the time in my hands. I was sitting next to a pool drinking a fucking Coke Zero, and I was like, I'll spend some time on this actually. And I wrote him back a reply, and I went, hey mate, I'm really upset that you don't like the content. So, and I appreciate that you can take the time to let me know that I'm upsetting veterans. So what I'll do is I will start a poll, like a petition. And if you can get 1,000 people on there to say that I'm doing something bad for the veteran community, I will quit the day after you get them, okay? But we'll run it for 30 days and we'll see what happens. And because you don't have an online profile, I'll make it fair, whereas I'll share your petition every day for the next 30 days, okay? And if you get those signatures, I'm going to put my hand up, release a post saying I'm really sorry to everyone and I'm going to quit tomorrow and you'll never hear from me again. And I sent this to this guy. This guy's like, what the fuck did I just He goes, this guy's psycho. Because I'm just sitting in Bali like, having a good time. And he messages back and he goes, sorry, buddy, you just got me at a bad time. And I'm like, I said, don't worry about it, man. I said, hey, like, where are you at? And he goes, I'm in Brisbane. I said, let me know if there's a show coming around, man. Like, have you ever been to a show? He goes, no, I've never been. I said, let me know next time you see me there. Hit me up. I'll give you free tickets, right? This weekend I'm here. Old mate claimed the tickets. So,
really?
Yeah, I look forward to meeting him. And he's like, that's cool. That's just a great
Turn
thing.
a hater into a lover.
Yeah, and that was probably really cheeky on my behalf. But I was like, let's just fucking full barrage him and just see what happens. And he was like, fuck. And that was a good conversation to have because I look forward to hopefully he goes, hey, I'm the guy when I see him in Brisbane this week. But he might not. But he also might have a good time. And that guy's probably more likely to be one of my biggest fans ever because he's like, he's like, you wouldn't believe it. This guy just said he threw the gauntlet down and said he was going to quit comedy if I could get 1,000 signatures. Then he gave me free tickets. It's a good story. It's a good story. So, but now I'm just like, I don't know. But the other thing is I got something in the content space and something you got to think about too is I don't know how often you think about this is that we might release something at some stage. that the internet goes, nah. You know, I might make a skit and everyone just goes, massive controversy. You're on the fucking news. Like that happens in life, right? You might release something being like, I think this is an interesting story, and all of a sudden it just blows out of proportion. It's a snowball and all the rest of it. These are really good things to think about in the future. Do you think about that?
No, I never thought that.
I do. Because I know it's coming. Like as sooner or later it's going to...
Yeah, especially if you're getting like 20, 50 million views on...
Yeah, mathematically be weird if it didn't, right? Yeah. So, and what you do in that moment is going to be really pivotal. Because you can go, fucking what about it, bro? I'm not saying sorry. Or you can be a bitch and roll over. It depends what it is and if you believe in it. You know what I mean? So, but the internet might just decide that you're not actually good viral this time. You're bad viral. You're like Ray Gun. You know, like, because she got a lot of views. They're not good views. You know what I mean? And that's something we as creators need to like shadow think about and be like, what will I do when I get it wrong?
Do you have a lawyer?
I do have a lawyer, yeah. Yeah, I've got plans in place. You worry about me. I think about this with Aj Barker. Do you remember, I think it might have been last year or the year before, he kicked a woman and a baby out of his show.
Oh, no.
Do you remember Aj Barker, the comedian? Unfortunately, it was the last day of Comedy Festival. So there's a lady in there with a baby. The baby's like going nuts.
Oh.
The audience is like, and he goes, get out of my show, right? Ballsy move, kicking an infant out of your show. Anyway, that lady goes to the news and goes, Aj Barker kicked me and a baby out of the show. Boom. Mainstream media, things, everyone's talking about it. And then the internet goes, no, we're actually with Aj Barker on this one. Like, it's his show. He can do whatever he wants. But in that moment, there was like a 2 to 3 day period where he didn't like address it. Or it was like, what do you do in that situation? He didn't apologize. He went, I'm going to see how this goes. And he got so much publicity that I was reading comments on the comments within the comments of the thing on 7 News, 9 News. And the comments were saying, I can't believe Aj Barker's still touring. I'm going to go see his show. Dude, mate, I was like, dude, this should happen on the day 2 of the comedy festival. You would have sold out your entire run, had to add things, do all this sort of stuff. Like, so I always think in the back of my mind, sooner or later, I'm going to do a video. The internet or someone in the community is going to go, this bloke's just desecrating the Anzacs. And then all of a sudden, I'm going to be on the news. And in that moment, I have to figure out what I do. I've got option A, B, and C, but I don't know what the situation is, or like fucking racism or sex. You know, like, things can get out of hand. Like you can have a joke that someone, the left decides to run with, or the conservatives end up going like, this is what we're fucking talking about. And then they're fighting amongst themselves. It loses its context. You as a creator need to be ready. And I can't fucking wait. I cannot wait. Because I'd love to get on every fucking news outlet ever. Because I can't get on them now.
No.
But I can if I get cancelled. And then I can be like, well, we can't have a laugh anymore, you all fucking fags, or like what? And then just be that guy. You know what I mean? Like, what a faggot story. Like, and then everyone would be like, I've never heard this guy. I'm going to go follow him.
Yeah.
And then
sure.
that's a great opportunity. I opened for Kevin Bloody Wilson years ago now. And I asked him this question because he's getting old, right? Super offensive, was back in the day. And I go, how are you tracking with all this? It was real heavy sort of cancel culture era when I was chatting to him. It was pre-COVID. And he goes, I love cancel culture. I said, why? And he goes, because every time they think that like free speech is going to go away, they roll me out on Sunrise. They roll me out on fucking Current Affair, and then I go on tour and fucking sell heaps of tickets because everyone thinks it's the last time they're going to see me. And I go, good on. Like, you know what I mean? So it's what you do with it that counts. I think, so.
I got my first bit of controversy.
Here we go.
Probably 2 weeks ago now.
Nice. What was it?
I had to remove a podcast.
Oh.
I got a letter from a lawyer.
Oh shit. Who's lawyer? Oh, can you say? Give me some bare minimum context.
Obviously can't say
That's awesome.
the person's name,
Yeah.
but I had to remove Tammy Grant's podcast.
I know Tam, yeah.
Because she was speaking about a person.
Interesting.
That person didn't like what she said.
Yeah.
So rather than saying, hey, bro, I didn't like what she said, can you take that down?
It went straight to lawyer.
He went and got a lawyer. Lawyer hit me up with a defamation.
So you got the defamation not if off comments she said?
Oh, no, it was for comments she said. So it was remove this podcast immediately because of these statements.
Mm.
It was alleged that this person did this. It was alleged that this person did this.
Interesting.
There was four points. Remove the podcast now. No further legal action will be taken.
Tricky decision.
Yeah. But like you were
Were
saying
you
before.
conflicted?
Nah, so I just removed it. Replied, said, yeah, it's been removed. And I'm just going to edit out the parts where she spoke about that person and then repost
You could always put a disclaimer on the front too, like, hey, the podcast you're about to listen to has is not my opinions. It's been such and such. Everything here is not proven or
It's
alleged.
got that. Yeah, I've already got that on there.
So,
But yeah, you were saying before defamation. It's not defamation if it's true. So she went on Instagram and blew up.
I must have missed that. I must have missed the controversy. I do like Tammy. She's a fucking go-getter. Interesting spot. Well, that's probably my wouldn't say my biggest fear. I mean, I have fucking insurance for this and stuff, but like, yeah, I mean, defamation. Doing comedy's minefield. You know what I mean? Like, I can make a reel about something. I try and keep I'm an area weapon. You know, I'm not a sniper. I don't go, this person does this. I go, boom. You know, here's this
people,
this grid square is getting shot. You know? And I do that I do that on purpose because I don't want to get into legal battles with people.
Yeah.
And
I
also I just don't think that's nice. A nice thing to do.
Yeah.
Especially if I don't know anything about the situation.
I think the thing I learned from that is take the name out of the
good lesson, yeah.
Yeah. It didn't really ring any alarm bells. I'll tell you why after.
At the time?
No, because it was about someone who's very close to her. So it was like you talking about your mate. So I didn't really ring any alarm bells, but in hindsight, yeah.
Sure.
She said the name. I should have removed the name.
Right. Fuck, John Cena's going to go with cease and desist now. It was fucking pecan pie. Yeah, I had it. Yeah, the only. I'm just trying to say something.
It was alleged that I'm a dumb cunt.
John Cena's allegedly a dumb cunt. Yeah, I've had people ask me to take content down. In the past, I had someone name drop. This is great. This is quite good, actually. And I'll just say who they are because fuck it. But actually, I can't remember the name. But essentially someone had sent in a screenshot of a website, and it was from memory. I think it was the 4 Brigade website, and there has pop-up ads in it. And just randomly at the same time as someone was on the 4 Brigade website, a pop-up ad came in that said, make sure you get a test for autism. Like, it was just beautifully timed. Someone had screenshot it, sent it to me and went, hey, I think you'd find this funny. And I said, you fucking oath I do. Put up a post being like, hey, Army's ads are hitting hard. Like, super, like, once again, area weapon. That's pretty fine in my book, right? Starts going off anyway. So DM comes through. Hey, my name's, I can't remember her name, which is handy, but let's say for the sake of the argument's sake, her name is Carissa. Okay, so Carissa messages me and goes, hey, I just think that doesn't really look good for 4 Brigade. And I went, oh, okay, yeah, sweet. And then they messaged back, I'd like it if you could take it down. And I went, oh, well, not. But appreciate it. And then they go, FYI, I'm the brigade commander. And I'm like, you're fucking pulling rank in the DMs, bro. You know what I mean? Also, I'm a civilian. So I said, hey, I'm not going to do that. But I'll tell you what I will do is I will monitor, because right now the comments are very jovial and everyone seems to be having a fun time. But I will monitor the comments for you. And if it turns, or if it seems to be like people are having a thing about that, I'll tell you what, I'll hide those comments, or if I think it's out of hand, I'll take it down. And they were like, that's actually, yeah, okay, sweet. So no worries. Make sure you get to Australia sometime. They're like, all right, I'd love to. And I felt really proud in that moment because I'm like, fucking Carissa tried to use that brigadier rank on me, and I went invincible. So those moments are sometimes this shit will test you too, right? And you got to. I fucking did it the other day though. Unfortunately, I fucking crumbled. I hosted ADFA's ball last year. Smashed it. Like people were like, they get some loser to do this every year, and it's dog shit. You were the best one ever, and I was like, I went in there pretty fun. 1,000 people there, watched the march out. The cadets had done a survey, and they went, we all want this guy. So they put it up the chain of command, and they're like, risky. So then I'm on like a couple of meetings with like the big dogs, big high ranking, like fucking prestigious posting positions, being like, we just want to make sure that it's respectful. So I'm like, whatever. Okay. So then I get into the gig, and then I put a little post out to my spies, and I went, hey, I'm doing the ad for gig. Who's got some gossip? Phone explodes. So I've got entire gossip for the whole year. Some of it's pretty spicy, but then I go into the big dog's office before the parade, and he goes, hey, big fan. I said, love that. And he goes, I said, is there anything I can't mention? And he goes, I would appreciate it if you didn't mention that the guys had just been caught making love to a unicorn-shaped fleshlight at the rugby club. And in my head, I went, I hadn't heard that, actually. So thank you for that. So I go back, I watch the march out. I've got 5 hours between the gig, and I'm like putting the finishing touches on my set. And I'm like, we got to do the fucking unicorn. You know what I mean? Like, it's so funny. Like, it's fresh too. Like, it's literally like just dropped. So it's hot. It took me like an hour and a half to figure out what's the best way to do this. Because I'm like, also, I'm doing it. You know what I mean? He said don't. And I'm like, don't do that to me. You know? So long story short, I do a unicorn joke at the ball, right? And all I settle on is I'm doing my thing, I'm hosting, it's going really, really well. And I just look at my watch and I go, oh shit, I got to get out of here. I got a hot date with a unicorn from the rugby club. Those words took me so long to settle on. Because I was like, I could have said, who here's been, there's so many ways to do that. Place explodes. Obviously, they're like, Jesus Christ, like, how does he know about this thing? The big dog at the table is like, motherfucker, you know what I mean, right? So I end up like having a really good set, go back and sit down. I'm with all the big dogs too. And the big dog just like slaps me. He goes, I fucking knew you'd say that. Like, and I was like, so they asked me to come back this year. Right? So they're like, right, cool. You're the guy now. You're the Ricky Gervais of the army. You know, because everyone's like, all the high ranks are like, Jesus, like what's going on here? But then everyone's like, it was so good. It was refreshing. Like, what a nice thing to have. Like, yes. And we had a good time and, and all the rest of it. So then I put up a post the other day being like, we've officially been invited back to the ADFA thing. We fucking made it, boys, whatever. And then someone from ADFA's like, sent me a message and like, hey, do you reckon you could take that down? And I went, they're like, we're copping, like this cadet that's back and forth to me is like, I'm copping a bit of flack because like we haven't actually locked it in yet. And I was like, oh, sorry, I thought we had a date and some dollar figure I thought we were on. And I ended up taking it down. And I've been kicking myself ever since. I'm like, Jarryd, that was your time. You should have went, mate, you don't control me. But I did it for the cadet. That's organising the whole thing. So also, I want to go back to ADFA. If I'm going to burn a bridge, you got to do it properly. I won't burn a bridge, but
Ricky went back to the Oscars 5 times, didn't he?
Well, and that's what I'm starting to find now. So Christmas time is great for me because I go to all the units and I will do a roast of a unit. Because I'm a civvy, I love it. I can say whatever I want. I can go in there and literally just fucking shotgun everyone. And everyone seems to really like it to the point now where the infantry COs, the fucking lieutenant colonels are the ones that are in my DMs inviting me. But like, you coming here in the back and roast us, boy? And I'm like, get me a flight and a hotel, brother. I'll see you there. So that's good. That's good. But being a civvy, I don't know how this is going to end, but that's probably something that's going to get me in. You'll see it at the show. I do talk about this, and I try and get ahead of the cancelling now. By just talk about it on stage. I've been fucking talking about this on stage for years. Yeah, you just got Channel 7 just heard about it. Fucking, you guys are old. You know what I mean?
What's the job for the army? Is that the same thing
that I work for them? So I'm employed by Forces Entertainment, which is their arm of. It's run by this fucking legend of a bandy. He's a band corps major. This guy Dave. Dave's fucking sick. Dave loves a beer, and he organises all the trips that go overseas, some stuff in Australia, Navy ships, like the Butterworth major. What's the rifle company Butterworth? You know, that Malaysian contingent of, Australia has a base in Malaysia. Did you know that? Well, they have a ball in the end of the year, so he kind of does that sort of stuff. And that's been awesome, dude. It's been so cool to go back on there and to walk into the military in like a different capacity again. It's been fucking sick, mate. And to hang out with grunts is so fun because they're like the same. They haven't changed. Like I walked, and it's because the people have changed. I walked into this UK military base to where they're training the Ukrainians, and all the young diggers are like, hey. And then they were like, hey, you got to meet the CSM of the whole trip. And then he pops out of his office and I go, I won't say his name, but I go, hey, we were diggers together in the same platoon. In fact, we were in the same section. And I go, what can I call him? I say, Greg. I go, Greg, are you a fucking warrant officer? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, I've seen you piss in your own mouth. It was my piss. And you run this show? Crazy. So like diggers never change. These young guys are funny, man. Like guys every generation of military people like to think they had it the hardest. I think that's completely false. Oh, maybe World War I and II. We'll give them a pass. If anyone who's not inside of a war period thinks that their military was the hardest, the kids these days that are in the military are fucking so fit. They are way more emotionally intelligent than we ever been. They drink less. They're like more switched on. Like they're fucking better with money. Like just. But yeah, they're like in their spare time are like running marathons, doing CrossFit, doing all this other stuff. Like I'm so proud of the military that I get to see now from my vantage point. Like it's, old mate in the fucking DMs is not in my army. Well, it's not anyone's army, but it is their army now. And they're fucking taking it and running, man. Like it's awesome. And if anyone wants to really try and fuck them up, like good luck. Like they're good soldiers and they're like well led. The equipment's better than ever. Like they're lethal as fuck. Like I'm just really proud to be like doing some service with them. Like it's nice to see. Yeah.
It's just the inferior size that's the problem.
Of what?
The army.
But they're fucking, who cares? They got drones.
The weapons.
Who cares? They got AI drones that can see if you're white or not, You can put in the algorithm to be like, only target Sri Lankans.
I heard this morning that they're pulling the troops out of Ukraine. Apparently the Ukrainians have said that we're not qualified to teach them anymore because our tactics don't match the current war tactics.
I mean, wouldn't surprise me. I had the pleasure. What I'm going to tell you is a little bit illegal, but is that when I was over there for the training mission, there was a truck of infantry soldiers sitting there, and I was like, "What are you guys doing?" And they're like, "We're going to go play enemy for the Ukrainians." And I go, "Can I come?" And they go, I don't know, ask the sergeant, and he's in the front of the truck, and they're like, hey, can Goundrey come fucking play enemy with us? And he put his head out the window and goes, I don't give a fuck. And I went, no worries. And then they cleared it up the top, and they went, this doesn't go on the internet. There's no photos, right? And I got a ton of photos. But yeah, I'm not posting anything on the internet, right? So then literally here's me just coming back from playing enemy, like, hitting fucking Ukrainian like units and stuff. They're like, "Are you qualified in a Galil, which is like a pretty much like an Israeli version of a AK-47?" And I'm like, "I'm not qualified in a Steyr, so fucking why not? How hard is you put a magazine in and cock it, right?" So they said, "All right." So they put a backpack on me, civvy clothes, fucking body armor, and I'm like, "We're back in, boys. This is so good." And yeah, those Ukrainians are great. Like, in long story short, first of all, I'm old now, so it hurt. I was like, I can still do a section attack. Did one section attack. I was like, I'm fucked. But you know, like, it hasn't changed except for the fact that what kind of happens. I think this is okay to say, is that like you hit. It used to be like contact goes down, and then you start your section clearing, break-in process, all the rest of it, right? What seems to be happening is 2 units will hit each other. They just fucking dump rounds at one another, then they pull back, then they put drones up, and then they get reconnaissance of the entire area to the point where, like, if you're a platoon commander in the military, you have like bird's eye view of everything. You have more information than you can ever have before. You probably know positions, if that makes sense, right? Then the drones start coming in. They have these reconnaissance drones which see stuff. They have the droppers. So the droppers will come in and they drop bombs down, like they just drop grenades, and they have the little water bottles will go bloop, bloop, all around us in training situations. Then they have the kamikaze drones that come in, and they were simulating that just by going like near us, right? Fucking terrifying, by the way. Then as that's happening, they hit quick, and they hit with like a lot of rounds. These guys are carrying heaps of magazines, so they're just like just coming in with like a wall of fire, whilst like shit death's coming from the sky, and that's just covering fire, right? And I watched this and went, fucking hell, these Ukrainians are insanely awesome. So like, I don't know. They've been fighting a war for 5 years now, in their 5th year now. But yeah, I don't know what anyone could teach them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
They're the subject matter experts now.
Yeah, they're incredible. I mean, I hope they win, but yeah, fucking who knows? But yeah, they're good morale. Heaps of them are like, fuck, they're all smoke ciggies. It's funny seeing the bases over there because like the barbed wire is facing in. Because a lot of these guys will be like,
run.
Well, some of their families fled the war early and they live there. So they're like, I don't think they want to run, but they might want to pop off for 3 days and just drink in an English pub and get a root. They're diggers. Think about it. They're exactly like everyone you know, but from Ukraine, right? So like, if we went to an exercise somewhere and they were like, well, we can get away, we would have gone to the pub, right? So they have MPs like literally keeping these motherfuckers in. And there's some weird like thing, like if you can get far enough away, you're like a refugee and you have to have asylum.
Oh, really?
I think that's the case. Yeah. So it was a super interesting trip, but the Ukrainians, great morale, heaps of them. Tough as nails. Fuck, I don't know what's going to happen after that conflict finishes. Like there's going to be, imagine a whole country full of veterans. Be so many podcasts. All the coffee companies. Everyone's got a t-shirt brand. That's what the economy's going to be afterwards. Just vet bros, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Wrapping it up.
Wrap her up.
It's been awesome, man. Thanks for having me back. I look forward. Will you have me back again?
Of course.
All right. That's every time I come to Brisbane.
Yeah. Annual tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the next tour going to be? Sorry, everybody.
I don't know. I'm thinking about going out on a risk for the next one, and I'm thinking about calling my show Civilian. And so I started doing comedy, and I did civilian comedy. I did civilian comedy for 6-7 years before I talked about the military at all. I worked in comedy clubs in Australia. Like I've got over an hour of just regular comedy that I love. I fucking miss it, to be honest. And when I do, I'm thinking about maybe going, hey, you want to come see the other stuff? It's a risk. It's a hell of a risk. But, I think that's a great challenge for me, and a really good test of the rapport that I've built with my audience to be like, come see. I think that's the next challenge for me, to go like, fucking see how we go. So all I can do is fail, and I've done that plenty of times before. Pretty calloused.
Doing the Shell Shocked again this year?
Don't know. I haven't. It's hard. I'm busy. My schedule is pretty crazy. I'm booked out till October 18 at this point in time, and I'm taking bookings for November and December right now. If people can't get it, like, it's a good spot for me, but people are messaging me and they're like, "Hey, what are you doing in April?" And I'm like, "Dude, wait, I'm talking about December at the moment." Like, so it's really good for me in a business sense. It does drive the price up a lot, which is supply and demand, which is awesome. But you know, I've had to, if people can't organize stuff within my time frame, I'm like, "Hey, so I've already said yes to this. I'm doing that." So
Pick and choose now.
yeah,
Nice. Well, thanks for making the time.
my pleasure, man. Good to see you killing it.
Oh, cheers, bro. Just doing it.
Done.
Bye, guys.
Out.
The Grey Man Podcast is a veteran-run platform dedicated to sharing authentic experiences from current and former service members. These stories are shared to foster connection, understanding, and support within the veteran community. Episodes may contain raw, emotionally charged content that some listeners may find distressing. Listener discretion is advised. The views and opinions expressed by guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect those of the Grey Man Podcast, its host, or affiliated partners. The Grey Man Podcast assumes no liability for any statements, opinions, or representations made by guests during interviews or discussions.